What's up guys, welcome back. This is Anime Crossover. You'll be watching What If Naruto Was in Black Clover with a Sharingan Part 2. Now let's begin. While strolling along, the individuals who happened to be outdoors at the moment were filled with joy and anticipation upon catching a glimpse of the esteemed Wizard King. However, they were perplexed to see an ordinary person walking with him. They were infuriated by his lack of respect towards him. Observing his unprofessional and disrespectful behavior towards him, if they were aware of this and witnessed him walking alone, they would surely impart a valuable lesson. They believed this assumption due to his intimidating appearance, assuming that coming from the Forsaken Realm made him inherently feeble. Little did they realize that Naruto would swiftly defeat any opponent before they even had a chance to introduce themselves. While strolling, Julius noticed a 4-leaf clover on the grimoire hanging from Naruto's waist. He was aware of Naruto's strength, but he was taken aback when Naruto was selected by a 4-leaf. "I wasn't anticipating you to possess a 4-leaf grimoire," Julius remarked as he ventured into the forest. "Yeah, another child received one today as well," Naruto remarked casually while strolling alongside Julius. "Today? So that implies you acquired your grimoire today, correct?" Julius inquired, diligently piecing the puzzle together. "I already mentioned this a few moments ago," Naruto said with a hint of frustration as Julius asked a question he was already aware of. "And, you have it now, so that means you arrived here in just a few hours. That wouldn't be feasible unless," Julius said before being interrupted by Naruto. "When you're not walking, you're wasting both of our time. I did promise to show you how later, didn't I? Let's both uphold our end of the deal, shall we?" Naruto said, snapping Julius out of his train of thought. "Alright, let's keep going," Julius exclaimed, picking up the pace. After a few more minutes of brisk walking, Naruto noticed a grand, imposing house with unique architectural features. The house had several levels constructed with stone and brick. The house was adorned with numerous windows, chimneys, and a solitary wooden gate serving as the main entrance. Just as Julius and Naruto were making their way up the pathway, the door swung open. "It's rather tardy, isn't it? Nevertheless, how may I assist you, esteemed Wizard King?" the man inquired, cigarette poised between his lips. A man with an impressive physique. His appearance is characterized by gray eyes and black hair of medium length that is styled in a slightly disheveled manner, giving it a distinct outward appearance. Furthermore, he maintains a well-groomed stubble mustache and beard. He is dressed in a minimalist manner, wearing a plain white shirt and black trousers. The trousers feature an additional layer of tan leather that extends from the outer thighs down to the knees. The trousers are secured by a belt around his waist. He wore an additional pair of belts, one of which he utilizes to carry his grimoire. Finally, he donned sleek black high boots that extended up to his calves. He proudly displayed a black banner adorned with the squad's insignia. He wore it over his right shoulder and it is attached by 2 strings to his left shoulder. The banner also has worn edges, giving the impression that it was torn from a larger banner. This individual is the current captain of the Black Bulls, Yami Sukahiro. "Who is this?" Yami inquired, glancing at Naruto, addressing Julius. "This is Naruto," Julius stated, catching Yami's attention with a curious gaze. "Naruto, huh? How may I assist you?" Yami inquired, casting a glance at Julius. "Where is Funeral Rulacase?" Naruto inquired, leaving Yami and Julius perplexed. What could he possibly want with him? They both pondered. "Funeral, please come out here," Yami shouted at a volume that could be heard within a 3-mile radius. A portal suddenly materializes, revealing the arrival of an individual. Emerging from the portal is a slim, youthful man of average stature and physique. His eyes have a slightly tired appearance, complemented by his untamed, light brown hair. "Captain, do you not believe it is rather tardy?" Funeral said, displaying signs of fatigue as he let out a yawn and gently massaged his tired eyes. "It doesn't matter what time it is, if I ask you to come here, you should come here," Yami said with visible frustration. Yami then clenched his head and began applying pressure to his skull. "Ahem," Julius said, capturing the attention of both Yami and Funeral. "Oh, I see," Yami remarked as he released his grip on Funeral's head. "Oh, is there anything I can assist you with, Wizard King?" Funeral said with a light laugh, attempting to disregard the throbbing pain in his head. "It's not you I'm here for," Julius said, his gaze shifting towards Naruto. Finral then turned his gaze towards Naruto, who had an unusually composed expression on his face. Even Finral could detect the minimal amount of mana emanating from him. He then shifted his attention to Yami, who simply nodded in agreement. "All right, how may I assist you?" Finral remarked, gazing at Naruto. "From your current position, utilize your spatial magic to instantaneously transport yourself to the tree," Naruto stated, providing precise and straightforward guidance. Finral glanced at Julius, who wore a slight smile, before turning to Yami, who nonchalantly shrugged. Following through on his words, Finral teleported to the tree Naruto had indicated. Naruto closely observed Finral, his Sharingan keenly activated. Yami and Julius, perplexed, noticed Naruto's intense focus. As Finral reappeared near the tree, Naruto deactivated his Sharingan. "Is that everything?" Finral inquired as he reappeared next to Yami once more. "Yeah," Naruto remarked, his grimoire emitting a radiant yellow glow. The book swiftly sprung open, and words began to inscribe themselves onto its pages. Upon completion, the spell was named Flying Thunder God, leaving Yami, Julius, and Finral perplexed by its multiple lock levels. "I'll be departing now," Naruto stated, only to be interrupted by Julius. "Leaving? You haven't addressed my question," Julius asserted, while Naruto glanced at Julius and simply smiled. Naruto then began floating, seemingly vanishing with the wind. This left Yami and Finral in a state of shock. While Julius had suspected this possibility, he never expected someone so young to possess the ability to fly. "Could you please inform me about the identity of that individual?" Yami said as he extinguished his cigarette. "His name is Naruto. We met 3 years ago and we had a confrontation. He put up a rather impressive fight, too," Julius said, leaving both of them even more astonished. Finral was at a loss for words. "You guys had a disagreement? Well, how did that happen?" Yami inquired. "Well, I wanted to assess his skills, so he suggested we spar to showcase them," Julius said, lightly chuckling as he scratched the back of his head. "Typical, Julius," Yami remarked while lighting another cigarette. "I've taken up too much time, I'll see you around," Julius said as he began to float. "Excuse me, may I inquire about his age and the time he acquired his grimoire? Do you know?" Yami inquired, gazing up at Julius on the float. "He's only 15 and he received his grimoire today," Julius mentioned before swiftly taking off. "What a fascinating individual," Yami remarked as he re-entered the hideout. "You all are absolutely incredible. Managing to collect 100 power stones in just one day is truly impressive. Well, technically 99, but that's still an amazing feat." Flying effortlessly through the sky, as if it were his natural habitat, the journey was exhausting, but he remained undeterred. As he soared, memories of his previous life flooded his mind. He couldn't help but ponder how his family had coped with his departure. Did they truly care? One lingering hope remained: that someone had taken care of his browser history. After a few more hours of flying, Naruto returned to his house. Naruto was eager to rest, but he had an important task to attend to. Naruto entered Akira's room to retrieve some paper. Afterwards, he ventured outside and carefully positioned the paper in front of him. With precision, he gently rested his hand on top of the paper. He then closed his eyes, and when he opened them, he found himself in a vast void, surrounded by countless creatures resembling seals. It was clear to him that this was a test, but the challenge of locating his own amidst the sea of seals seemed daunting. However, he knew that his unique abilities set him apart from others. He carefully surveyed the area using his keen observation skills and noticed a distinct seal that stood out from the rest. Naruto couldn't help but smirk as he confidently approached it. However, the guardian figure observing him could only express disapproval through a subtle shake of the head. Naruto abruptly halted, pivoting on his heel before retracing his steps in the opposite direction. He approached a meticulously crafted seal, adorned with 3 vertical lines, a central circle, and 3 intricate tomo nestled within. The observer's demeanor shifted upon witnessing his approach towards the seal. Their genuine surprise was evident, as they had anticipated their trick to be successful. As he touched the seal, a brilliant blue light emanated from it, gradually transforming into a deep black hue. Soon after, the seal vanished into the palm of his hand. "You have made the right choice. You were able to see through my deception," a calm and authoritative voice spoke to Naruto. bestowing upon him the incredible power to manipulate space. Naruto simply nodded in response to whoever was addressing him, and upon opening his eyes, he found himself back once again. He carefully infused the piece of paper with a touch of mana and uttered the word, seal. The seal he selected while in that void was imprinted on the paper. Naruto stood up and approached a lifeless branch. He skillfully wrapped the paper around it before tossing it a few meters away. In a burst of speed, Naruto teleported to the seal with a brilliant flash of yellow. A satisfied smile graced his face as he retrieved the stick. After returning indoors, he peacefully drifted off to sleep upon reaching his bed. Upon awakening, he gathered any available paper and skillfully arranged them around sticks. HMPF, Naruto said as he expertly threw 10 sticks, each one slightly slower than the previous. He swiftly teleported to each of them in a sudden burst of energy. Following each teleportation, a significant portion of his mana was unexpectedly drained. This experience provided him with valuable insight on what aspects he needed to focus on and improve over the next 6 months. This seems like it could pose some challenges. Naruto acknowledged that mastering this technique would require a significant investment of time, he said. Throughout the next 7 hours, Naruto dedicated himself to honing his skills with the technique. With every repetition, he sensed a noticeable improvement. Gradually, he became more efficient in his teleportation, expending less and less mana with each use. After those 7 hours had passed, it was about time for Naruto to make his way to Hage village. Instead of using any means of transportation, he skillfully wielded 5 sticks and hurled them towards the direction of Hage village. When he sensed the imminent contact with the ground, he swiftly teleported to the stick and skillfully launched another one. He repeated this process until his mana reserves were depleted. As his mana dwindled, he found himself gasping for breath and burdened by the weight in his body. He hasn't experienced this sensation since childhood, and it was not a pleasant one. Rather than pausing to rest, he immediately accelerated to top speed, leaving the fading light of dusk in his wake. After a few minutes of running, he sensed that over half of his mana had been restored. "Thank goodness for Hashirama cells," Naruto exclaimed, tossing another stick. After several hours of perseverance, he successfully arrived at Hage village. "Where is he?" Asta said as he stretched his last words. He sounded disinterested, as if he had been sitting there for a few hours. "I have confidence that he will arrive. I hope," Sister Lily whispered the last part. "He won't be able to make it. We can't afford to invest our time in someone who has an inflated sense of superiority," Yuno said as he confidently started to walk away. Suddenly, a brilliant blue flash materialized right in front of them. "It's a dreadful day to meet one's demise," Naruto said in a chilling manner, sending shivers down Yuno's back. Yuno was overwhelmed with fear as he sensed Naruto's intense desire to kill. Asta and Sister Lily remained unaffected, as Naruto's focus was solely on Yuno. "Naruto, why did it take you so long? Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting?" Asta shouted loudly, with a visible vein bulging from his neck. "I am present, am I not?" Naruto confidently stated his position, leaving Asta at a loss for words. "So Naruto, what brings you here at this hour? And, what was that sudden burst of blue light?" "Excuse me," Sister Lily said as she approached him. "I was working on a new technique and I used it to arrive," Naruto said, confidently producing a stick. "A stick? What do you plan to do with that?" Yuno asked with a hint of disdain, eyeing the stick that Naruto was holding. Here, take this and go wherever you please," Naruto said, extending a stick to Yuno. "Here, you stay here," Naruto instructed, handing a stick to Sister Lily. "What is your objective?" Yuno inquired, carefully inspecting the stick. "You have 3 minutes," Naruto stated, observing Sister Lily closely, causing her to blush. Throughout the entire ordeal, Asta found himself utterly perplexed by the unfolding events. Yuno, on the other hand, took it upon himself to captivate Naruto's attention by conjuring a petite, swirling vortex of white and effortlessly leaping onto it. With that, he swiftly departed into the distance. "Hey, Mata," Asta said, pausing abruptly as he gazed off into the distance with a vacant expression. "What occurred? What could be the issue with him?" Sister Lily exclaimed as she hurried to Asta. "Nothing, I'm simply helping him understand his desires," Naruto said, leaving Sister Lily perplexed. "What is your understanding?" Sister Lily asked, her confusion and worry evident. "It's something I excel at," Naruto reassured Sister Lily, putting her at ease. However, she couldn't help but feel perplexed by his actions. "But why did you?" Sister Lily asked before being interrupted. "To be alone is something we value." Naruto pointed out that he had noticed the way she had been looking at him, causing her to blush. Sister Lily fell silent, her gaze fixed on the ground. "I want you by my side," Naruto whispered, causing Sister Lily's face to flush with a deep shade of crimson. "I can't, I made a promise," she said, stumbling over her words. Naruto then gently lifted her chin, ensuring their eyes met. "Could you please make an exception for me?" he asked in a professional manner. Naruto's words left Sister Lily at a loss for words, as he vanished into thin air. It was clear that he believed in the importance of acknowledging and expressing one's emotions and desires, warning against the torment that comes from suppressing them. What was he thinking? What is he planning to do? Yuno remarked, sensing a change in the atmosphere. "Hello, when did you return?" Asta said, leaving Yuno just as perplexed, if not more so. "How did I find myself in this situation again? What have you done?" Yuno said, impressed but also slightly concerned about Naruto's abilities. "As I mentioned, a new technique," Naruto stated, while Asta appeared astonished. "So that implies you have exceptional speed?" Asta said. Receiving a nod from Naruto, Asta acknowledged, appreciating the professional agreement from Naruto. "Impressive. Impressive," Asta said as they engaged in their usual conversation and dedicated a few hours to training. During this time, Naruto noticed that Sister Lily wore a complex expression on her face. Before Naruto departed, he approached Sister Lily and handed her a stick. "When you wish to converse, infuse a small amount of mana into this and ensure your privacy," Naruto instructed. With that, he took off into the distance. "Sai, what should I do?" Sister Lily whispered as she concealed the stick within her habit. Time skip. It has been 5 months since Naruto returned to Hage village. He noticed that Asta, Yuno, Sister Lily, and Orsi treated him the same way even after he confessed to killing Akira. This has made him feel more comfortable around them. The children of the church, however, still seem a bit intimidated by his appearance. During Asta's absence for sword training, he and Yuno frequently engaged in magical sparring sessions. Yuno observed Naruto's remarkable versatility in utilizing magic. Regardless of his opponent's efforts, Naruto always managed to nullify or evade their attacks. Yuno made progress every day, although Naruto didn't train with him consistently. Naruto wanted Yuno to understand that he was not acting as a mentor or babysitter. Over time, it became evident to Yuno that he needed to be less reliant on Naruto for everything. Naruto has made significant advancements in his skills. Through the utilization of the Flying Thunder God as a means of transportation, he has nearly perfected the technique. Another factor that made Yuno realize he wouldn't be able to compete with Naruto anytime soon was the weapon he wielded. He wielded a different weapon, not the katana at his side, but a sizable fan. This fan is broad, adorned with tomo, and features a lengthy handle wrapped in bandages. Additionally, it has a long chain attached to it. The fan itself is brown with a black border, accentuated by a red tomo. During a training session with Yuno, Yuno became increasingly aggressive with his wind magic attacks. Naruto skillfully evaded each one with ease. However, his focus was momentarily disrupted when one of the children accidentally wandered into their training area. The attacks Yuno was delivering were intended to be highly impactful. Naruto consistently encouraged Yuno to approach their sparring sessions with the utmost seriousness, urging him to attack with the intention to incapacitate. Although Naruto possessed the ability to effortlessly evade or neutralize these attacks, he recognized that not everyone possessed his level of skill and agility. "Naruto. Hello. Do you require refreshments?" Nash shouted with his eyes closed, unaware of the wind blades hurtling towards him with great force. "Hello. Please move aside," Yuno shouted at Nash as he suddenly woke up, only to be confronted by a barrage of wind blades heading his way. His face contorted with fear, and he instinctively shut his eyes, preparing for the imminent collision. Witnessing this moment, time appeared to freeze as Naruto observed the unfolding scene. Acting swiftly and decisively, Naruto sprinted towards Nash, managing to reach him just in the nick of time. With utmost precision, Naruto shielded Nash from the imminent danger of the approaching wind blades. Right as the wind blades were about to hit Naruto, his grimoire opened with a handle wrapped in bandages. He immediately recognized what it was and swiftly pulled it out, swinging it towards the forest. The power of his newly acquired weapon caused the wind blades to change direction. Nash braced himself for the inevitable pain, but to his surprise, it never came. When he opened his eyes, he saw Naruto standing before him, holding a fan in one hand and the other positioned just below his shoulders. "Naruto, what occurred? I definitely thought I was done for," Nash said, exhaling a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. "Oh, yeah, if those hit you, you were in serious trouble," Naruto said, sending a shiver down Nash's spine. "Are you okay?" Yuno inquired as he made his way towards Naruto and Nash. "Yes, I'm doing well. Thanks," Nash said, looking up at Naruto with a smile. Seeing Naruto smile again brought surprise to three individuals, but the third person was particularly touched by the genuine warmth behind his smile. The third person was Sister Lily. Ever since that day a few months ago, she and Naruto have been finding opportunities to spend time alone. As they spent more time together, her feelings for him became evident. Being in Naruto's presence had a profound effect on her. She found herself becoming more comfortable and open with him, resulting in a noticeable increase in her smiles. Although she experienced a hint of nervousness whenever he was near, she still cherished their time together. Ultimately, she recognized a deep connection with him, but her commitment as a nun presented a challenge. However, witnessing his selfless act of saving Nash without a second thought intensified her emotions. "What is that object?" Yuno inquired, gesturing towards the fan in Naruto's hand. "I call it the gunbai," Naruto said, raising the fan towards the sky. "When did you acquire it? I've never seen you use it before," Yuno said, impressed by the weapon's unique qualities. "When Nash was on the verge of being struck by your wind blades," Naruto said, sensing a shiver running down Nash's spine and a wave of remorse washing over Yuno. "It's acceptable." Naruto's remark about nearly slicing up Nash left Yuno feeling perplexed. "Is that all? That was quite discouraging. Why didn't you deliver a speech addressing the situation and explaining how I can take responsibility for my actions and improve my control over my magic to prevent similar incidents in the future?" Yuno said, looking puzzled at Naruto. "If you were already aware of this, how would it benefit us?" After dismissing Yuno with a dismissive remark, Naruto left her speechless and made his way to the church to grab a drink. Yuno recognized the significance behind Naruto's words, understanding that they held wisdom and insight. Yuno also couldn't ignore his own thirst, so he decided to accompany Naruto. When Naruto received his drink, he noticed Sister Lily wearing a different expression. Normally, Sister Lily would have a complex look on her face, but now it seems like a weight has been lifted off her shoulders. Naruto had a sense of understanding regarding her calm expression. He felt the urge to speak, but he recognized the importance of being patient and allowing her to approach him. "You appear to be in a positive state," Yuno remarked to Sister Lily. "Lately, I've been contemplating a matter, and I have now made a firm decision on what course of action to take," Sister Lily said with a smile as she glanced at Naruto. Naruto could only wait for what was about to happen next. "All right, I may have given you the wrong impression, but here's the exciting news. The next chapter is going to be something truly special." At 2 in the morning, Naruto was peacefully sleeping, assuming that everyone else would also be in slumber. Suddenly, Naruto vanished in a brilliant blue flash. A few moments ago, a stunning woman was seated on a spacious bed. She was dressed in a white nightgown that accentuated her elegant figure. This was Sister Lily, confidently clutching the stick that Naruto had bestowed upon her. It was evident that she was feeling uneasy based on the expression on her face. She was well aware of the consequences of inviting Naruto into her home at 2 a.m., leaving herself vulnerable. She was aware of this and had no objections to the idea. She let out a sigh. As she reclined on her back, she held the stick above her, gently caressing her flat stomach. "My thoughts are quite clear, yet I find myself hesitant to invite him over," Sister Lily murmured to herself, resuming her upright position. "Is it because I worry about how others perceive me? Is it because I'm concerned about losing the support of my loved ones if I don't suppress my emotions?" Sister Lily pondered, her expression growing resolute as she channeled a touch of mana into the stick. Without delay, Naruto materialized in front of her. He appeared fatigued, with bloodshot eyes and a weary expression on his face. He prepared himself by stretching before settling into the chair at the desk. Sister Lily found herself in an uncomfortable silence, while Naruto seemed to be appreciating her appearance. The white gown had a sheer fabric, revealing everything to Naruto's eyes. Her toned abdomen, her well-developed, mature breasts, most importantly, her thick white thighs. While Sister Lily was experiencing a range of emotions trying to figure out what to say, Naruto simply appreciated her appearance. "Naruto, Sister Lily said, only to be abruptly silenced by a sudden kiss. At first, she was taken aback, but soon she found herself relishing the pleasant feeling of his lips on hers. After Naruto broke the kiss, a bridge of saliva formed. As Sister Lily gazed into her eyes, a sense of relief and shyness washed over her. She desired to express something to him, but her nerves overwhelmed her. When she noticed that Naruto took the initiative, she felt a sense of relief knowing she didn't have to say anything strange. After the kiss, her body began to warm up, craving for more. Noticing the flushed expression on her face, Naruto gently lifted her chin to meet her gaze. "Are you certain about your decision?" Naruto asked. "I'm sure," Sister Lily confidently stated, finally accepting her own thoughts. However, Naruto's next words left her utterly shocked. "You won't be the only one," Naruto replied calmly, settling back into his chair and patiently awaiting her response. "I won't be the only one? Are you looking for a harem?" Sister Lily said, which left Naruto slightly perplexed. He anticipated her opposition, assuming she would assert her exclusivity. "Yes, I am," Naruto replied. "Ah, I understand. With your upcoming departure next month, it's only logical that you won't be able to visit me daily. Therefore, I give my approval," Sister Lily said, wearing a smile. Naruto smiled slightly, pleased to see that she was receptive and understood his motives. He stood up and moved to sit beside Sister Lily. Sister Lily gazed at Naruto briefly before gently turning his head and initiating a kiss. Naruto reciprocated the kiss, but couldn't help but notice Sister Lily's lack of finesse in her technique. Over time, Sister Lily's skills improved significantly. This display of affection startled his younger colleague. He was partially awake. Naruto and his friend sought something more than just kissing. After some time, Naruto started to position himself above her. While they were engaged in an intimate moment, Naruto was attentively exploring her body. With every gentle caress, she let out a soft sigh, lost in the moment. Naruto observed her high level of sensitivity. Naruto skillfully ended the kiss, transitioning to tenderly caress her neck, leaving affectionate marks behind. He was confident that he didn't need to be concerned because she remained fully clothed throughout the entire day. Sister Lily was experiencing a pleasant sensation as Naruto kissed her neck. She couldn't help but let out a pleasurable sound as a comforting warmth washed over her. The sounds of pleasure Naruto was receiving motivated him to continue. Naruto then removed her nightgown and bra to examine her breasts more closely. He found her pink nipples enticing, gently caressing the right one and tenderly tasting the left. Naruto received expressions of delight from Sister Lily, as she had never encountered anything quite like this before. The way Naruto skillfully moved his tongue on her nipple intensified the heat in her body. Naruto sensually explored her body, teasing and pleasuring her with gentle bites and caresses. Naruto was appreciating the expression on her face as she savored the sensation. After a few minutes, a liquid began to flow from her breast into his mouth. She emitted a prolonged sound of discomfort, while her body began to convulse. Naruto consumed the liquid due to its pleasant taste. Based on Sister Lily's reaction, he could tell that she had arrived. Naruto withdraws his tongue from her breast, his gaze fixed on the breathless Sister Lily. He confidently removes his shirt, revealing his well-toned physique. She found his abs, chest, and muscles incredibly attractive. He then proceeds to explore her second set of lips. He removed her black panties as she shyly covered herself with her hand. Naruto gently moved his hand and tenderly kissed her lips. She expressed discomfort and restlessness in response. Naruto proceeds to explore another area, observing its movements and the release of a warm substance. Naruto eagerly inserted his tongue into her, thoroughly exploring her inner depths. Sister Lily gently rests her hands on Naruto's head, signaling for him to take a moment to pause. However, Naruto's decision to slow down was driven by his own personal motivations, rather than solely for Sister Lily's benefit. Sister Lily's breathing quickens from the delightful sensation on his tongue within her. As he continued to explore, her moans took on a more sensual tone. Naruto could sense the tightening of her muscles, her body arching, and a steady flow of fluid escaping. Naruto skillfully maneuvers his tongue to ensure he savors every remaining bit. When he gazes upwards, Sister Lily's perspiring form is panting heavily. He observed the subtle movements as she responded to his intimate touch. Naruto patiently waited until she regained her composure and gazed into her eyes with intensity. Now that she had received, it was time for her to contribute. He revealed his lower half to Sister Lily, showcasing a fully alert 22 centimeters. She noticed that the head was leaking a liquid. Curious, she knelt down, not for religious reasons. She was kneeling in front of Naruto, captivated by his natural scent. She grasps it firmly and realizes she has a secure grip. The size was not suitable for her hand. She gently caressed his junior with her hand. The gentle touch of her hand around his junior brought a delightful sensation to Naruto. After the head leaked the same liquid as before, Sister Lily carefully brings it close to her mouth. Naruto let out a groan as he felt the wet warmth enveloping him. She skillfully maneuvered her tongue around the tip, savoring every drop of the liquid. Surprisingly, he expressed his pleasure as she performed this action, causing her to move her head back and forth on the tip. Despite her lack of experience, she relied on her instincts to create a pleasurable experience. Her saliva flowed smoothly from her mouth, making its way down to the base. Naruto carefully adjusted his position to ensure that he received thorough treatment. He stood up, and Sister Lily realized that more of his junior was in her mouth. She didn't voice any complaints, despite the slight difficulty in breathing. She then gazed up, meeting Naruto's eyes. Her vibrant eyes and her blushing face filled Naruto with intense pleasure, as he experienced the sensation of her tongue encircling him. The pleasurable sensation of her tongue caressing his member elicited another moan from him. The slurping sounds grew louder as Sister Lily eagerly grasped his shaft and began to twist with enthusiasm. The intense sensation and heightened arousal around his partner brought him to the brink of climax. He firmly held the sides of her head as he engaged in an intense act. "Excuse me, could you please stop making that noise?" That's all that was heard, as Naruto's feet curled while she swallowed. As she swallowed, her throat tightened, applying more pressure around his junior. He carefully removed it from her mouth and observed as she consumed it all. "It wasn't as unpleasant as I anticipated. The flavor had a slight sweetness to it," Sister Lily remarked, as she carefully collected the liquid that had escaped her mouth and onto her thighs, consuming it. Observing her, Naruto couldn't help but notice her distinct behavior. Throughout the day, she exuded a nurturing presence for those in the church community. However, now she was revealing a distinct aspect of her personality. He believed that he and Sister Lily had developed a strong bond, allowing them to be their authentic selves in each other's presence. Despite the unexpected shift in her behavior, he recognized that this was just one aspect of her personality. He lifted Sister Lily into his arms, her legs wrapped around his waist as he held her close. Sister Lily let out a sound as Naruto tightly held onto her. Naruto gently positioned her on her back, breaking the kiss. He then inserted his finger inside her moist area. Sister Lily let out a soft moan as his finger entered her. It wasn't as satisfying as when Naruto showcased his skills, but her body was extremely responsive at the moment. Naruto began to move his finger back and forth with expertise. After a few minutes of exploring, he inserted 2 fingers. At that moment, Sister Lily was experiencing a sense of familiarity. She ceased her complaints and began to grow weary. He was aware of this, but he did it with a professional approach to facilitate the process. He recalled a technique he had observed during his time on Earth. He discovered this technique one night during his research. Naruto delicately curved his fingers, gently brushing against her wall. Sister Lily's eyes flew open, emitting a startled cry. She let out a loud groan in response to the abrupt shift. She was taken aback by Naruto's unexpected actions. After a few more minutes, Naruto carefully withdrew his fingers and presented them to Sister Lily. She was momentarily perplexed before inserting his fingers into her mouth. She proceeded to taste her own flavors from his fingers. After she was done, Naruto took his partially erect member and gently pressed it against her moist entrance. "This is indeed happening. He's going to take my virginity," Sister Lily thought nervously as their eyes met. She understood the significance of his expression and responded with a subtle nod. Naruto then inserted his junior inside her. He experienced a warm sensation on his lower body as he continued to slide. He encountered an obstacle as he glanced at Sister Lily once more. She gave him a nod as he forcefully entered her. "Ouch!" Sister Lily exclaimed, feeling discomfort as her hymen was torn. She closed her eyes and patiently waited for the pain to subside. Additionally, there were tiny tears in the corners of her eyes. He clenched his jaw in frustration as he observed his inexperienced colleague struggling to handle the situation. He felt a strong pressure in his lower abdomen. "It's impressive," Naruto pondered. Naruto glanced up to see the pained expression on her face, gently lowering himself and playfully nibbling on her ear. He was touching her intimately, exploring her body with his hands. He gradually started to sway his hips. "It doesn't hurt as much anymore," Sister Lily reflected, finding solace in the pleasure that outweighed the pain. "Ah, Sister Lily moaned as Naruto's firm member pressed against her inner walls. The room was filled with the sound of flesh slapping together, causing Sister Lily to gasp and squirm. His junior was extending her body. She was overwhelmed by the intensity of Naruto's presence. Sister Lily let out a pleasurable moan as Naruto explored the depths of her desire. She moved restlessly on the bed, her hands tightly clutching and turning the sheets. Her legs started to close, but Naruto gently opened them, going deeper and causing her to feel a strong urge to escape from him. She was relishing the sensation of her insides being reorganized, but it soon became overwhelming. Observing her initial attempt to close her legs, followed by her current effort to distance herself from him, Naruto deduced. "Turn around and pass me that pillow," Naruto instructed, leaving Sister Lily perplexed. She passed him the pillow and lay on her stomach. Naruto positioned the pillow beneath her lower abdomen, as her posterior was now raised. Naruto skillfully intensified his movements, causing her to feel a delightful sensation with every thrust as her curves danced and undulated. Sister Lily sensed that something was amiss when he requested her to face the other way. She was unable to leave her current location, while he was able to explore further within her. She was becoming increasingly frustrated by the overwhelming pleasure, as her thoughts became hazy. Sister Lily let out a loud moan as her walls started to contract. Naruto felt the life being drained from him, but he knew he couldn't reach his climax just yet. Sister Lily moved her body back, indicating she desired further engagement. Naruto then adjusted his position to delve further. The room was filled with the sound of bodies colliding and passionate sounds filling the air. Sister started moving her body closer to Naruto's to synchronize. She had observed that Naruto had been shouldering the majority of the workload and she desired to contribute as well. As time went by, Naruto sensed a familiar sensation growing within him. He was on the verge of reaching climax. "I'm about to reach climax. Where should I release?" Naruto asked, his eyes squinting with pleasure. "I can do it anywhere," Sister Lily said, stuttering. She struggled to articulate her thoughts as she was bombarded with interruptions. Naruto quickened his stride, his breathing becoming more labored. They were both perspiring and the intense pleasure they were experiencing would be etched in their memories. Naruto experienced a profound sense of satisfaction as he intimately connected with Sister Lily, creating a deep bond between them. "Ah!" Sister Lily let out a moan as her walls contracted and tightened around him. She returned once more, having experienced an intimate encounter. After Naruto took a moment to compose himself, he gently withdrew from his partner, and they both took a moment to relax on the bed. Naruto noticed her body twitching slightly. He took pride in his accomplishments. "That was quite fulfilling," Naruto remarked, his gaze fixed on Sister Lily. He noticed her relaxed posture and deduced that she was asleep. Naruto quickly dressed himself and located some supplies to tidy up the mess she had created. He carefully cleaned her and then dressed her again. He gazed at Sister Lily and couldn't help but feel a sense of joy. He accomplished something that many people on Earth can only dream of. He carefully tucked the covers around her and gently switched off the light. Naruto swiftly vanished in a flash of blue, returning to his residence. He rested for a few minutes before falling asleep. Another day began, and Naruto headed out for his regular training session. Today was the day Yuno and Asta embarked on their journey to the Clover Kingdom. Naruto wouldn't be joining them as he had planned to go on a different day. In addition, he has the ability to utilize spatial magic to instantly appear at the desired location. With Yuno and Asta absent, he found himself with some extra time to spend with Sister Lily. She continued to behave in the same manner as before, maintaining her nurturing and caring demeanor. Every evening since then, Naruto and Sister Lily would have their regular visits. As they continued to spend time together, their experience grew, making their interactions even more enjoyable. On the day of the exam, Naruto remained unchanged. This was just another typical day for him. All day long, Naruto trained with the utmost dedication and intensity. At that time, Naruto decided to freshen up by taking a bath before utilizing his spatial magic to instantly transport himself to the entrance of the kingdom. Naturally, he expertly concealed himself to avoid detection by the guards. As he approached the entrance, he effortlessly passed through without any issues. Whether it was the authority of the Wizard King or the fear he instilled in them, the guards never dared to question his passage. As he strolled through the kingdom, those who were out that night immediately recognized him. They didn't harbor any ill feelings about his behavior towards the Wizard King, but they still felt it was important to educate him on proper etiquette. Now observing him, his demeanor appeared more formidable than it did 6 months ago. Now, no one dared to speak to him. Naruto proceeded to visit the blacksmith. Upon attempting to open the door, he discovered that it was locked. He gained clarity once he directed his attention to his hearing. Ding, 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 asterisk. A cacophony of metal clashing reverberated throughout the shop. Naruto determined that the blacksmith was diligently continuing his work on his weapons. He mentioned a 6-month time frame, so he had until midnight. Naruto proceeded to the location where the exam would take place. He didn't spot Asta or Yuno, leading him to deduce that they had already arrived at the test site. Naruto approached a grand coliseum, reminiscent of those found on Earth. "What's with these birds?" a voice exclaimed, capturing everyone's attention. Naruto decided to find a quiet spot away from the crowd. Upon hearing the scream, he quickly opened his eyes and witnessed Asta being assaulted by a flock of birds. "Get them off of me," Asta exclaimed, desperately attempting to swat away the birds. Frustrated by their persistence, he broke into a sprint. Unaware of his surroundings, he collided with a strong man who was casually smoking a cigarette. "Oh, there he is. What is he doing down here?" a man with light brown hair exclaimed upon spotting the individual. "Hey, isn't that?" a man said with neatly styled hair before being interrupted. "Is that funeral roll case?" a woman asked. "And there he is, Gordon Agrippa, a true master of incantation magic," someone exclaimed from the crowd, their gaze fixed on the man with black lipstick. 10, 9, 8, the man with black hair said as he firmly gripped Asta's head. "Then that must be Yami Sukahiro, the Lord of Destruction," the crowd exclaimed. "What are you counting down to?" Asta asked, his head throbbing with pain. "The end of your life," Yami said sternly, tightening his grip. Asta was then lifted off the ground. He began waving his arms and legs. He firmly grasped Yami's strong forearm, firmly planted his feet, and started to exert force on his arm. Asta's muscles became more pronounced as he exerted himself to escape. Right as Yami reached one, fireworks erupted in the distance. "Hurry up, the exam is about to start," Funeral urged Yami. Naruto closed his eyes, vividly recalling this scene. Next, the 9 Magic Knight captains arrived to observe the examination. His attention was immediately drawn to the captain of the Blue Rose Knights, Charlotte Roselay. Everyone erupted in applause as a distinguished figure donning a resplendent golden helmet made his entrance. Naruto understood the importance of this opportunity. He unleashes his Sharingan with precision and expertise. "Apologies for the delay, candidates. I will now proceed with conducting this examination," the man announced, promptly opening his grimoire and flipping through its pages. "Magic Tree, descend," the man exclaimed as Naruto mimicked his magical abilities. With a vibrant green glow, the sky transforms into a somber shade of gray, while tree branches offer a peculiar sight to any observer. Naruto dismissed this as if it were a trivial task, yet he still picked up the broom. He was well aware that flying without a broomstick would greatly increase his chances of being accepted into any Magic Knight squad. "We will now commence the Magic Knight's entrance exam. Multiple tests will be conducted to assess your abilities. Our team of 9 will evaluate your performance and select the candidates we deem suitable for our squads. If you are chosen, you will join the respective squad. In the event that you are chosen by multiple squads, you will have the freedom to select the squad you prefer. Conversely, those who are not selected by any captain are ineligible to join the Magic Knights, the man stated with a stern tone during the final part. For the first exam, we will have you participate in a flying exercise, the man announced, eliciting a reaction from the crowd. Those who possess a strong command over their magical abilities should be able to utilize them effortlessly, remarked the individual wearing the helmet, observing as the vice captain effortlessly levitated while seated on a broom. It is a fundamental method for mages to travel. If one is unable to fly on a broom, their presence here may be questionable. Very well, let us commence, the man stated, extending his arm in front of him. While others were grappling with the challenge of flying, Yami observed Naruto, who remained motionless. Will he be able to accomplish it? Yami thought to himself, feeling a sense of unease. Observing everyone soar through the air, Naruto felt compelled to display his own abilities. Naruto effortlessly began to float, leaving everyone except Yami in awe. Impressive, Yuno muttered to himself as he observed Naruto soaring through the air. Isn't he just an ordinary person? How does he manage to fly without a broom? He must possess exceptional mastery of his magical abilities. Upon hearing that, someone couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy. Naruto effortlessly ascended to a position where he was clearly visible to everyone present. In a display of incredible speed, he swiftly darted through the area, leaving even the most astute captains unable to track his movements. Upon his arrival, he stood confidently before the captain of the Blue Rose Knights. That was quite impressive. Now, may I ask what brings you here? Charlotte inquired, her confusion evident as the person behind her grew increasingly agitated due to their close proximity. You mentioned that, if you cannot defeat me, you could never accept my curse. Is that accurate? Naruto asked, greatly confusing the others, especially Charlotte, as she didn't recall informing him. That is correct, Charlotte said, attempting to understand his intentions. Then I challenge you, Naruto declared, leaving everyone, including the captains, in shock. Huh? Everyone shouted in perfect synchronization. Is he out of his mind? These individuals are quite audacious these days. He believes that his ability to fly grants him the confidence to challenge Magic Knight captains. I hope she agrees and asserts herself. That person is incredibly arrogant. Noticing the individuals behind him, Naruto felt a touch of irritation and decided to assert his authority. With a mere glance, he silenced the chatter. The Magic Knight captains were taken aback, yet they maintained their composure. It was unprecedented for someone to challenge a captain, let alone a commoner. However, this individual displayed remarkable potential. All eyes were fixed on Charlotte, anticipating her response. I appreciate your courage, but I have no intention of causing harm to a potential ally, Charlotte said, while the girl behind her breathed a sigh of relief. Do not express any fear. You have caused numerous men to end up in the hospital because they couldn't defeat you, and now there's someone you're unwilling to face, Naruto stated, which didn't seem to bother Charlotte but infuriated the girl standing behind her. You scoundrel! The girl raised her voice at Naruto. Hello. Hush. Charlotte interrupted Saul by raising her hand, signaling for them to stop speaking. If I win, you will be permanently barred from taking any future Magic Knights exams and you must vacate the premises immediately, Charlotte declared, causing several captains to express their confusion through furrowed brows. And what happens if I win? Naruto said. Saul gritted her teeth. If you win, you will have demonstrated your capability to handle my curse, Charlotte stated, leaving Saul and a few of the examinees who admired her in awe. Naruto simply smiled as he effortlessly soared through the area, showcasing his immense power to the captains. Now, let's proceed, William stated as everyone made their final attempt to fly on a broom. Some managed to soar through the air while she struggled to get off the ground. However, there was one individual who remained completely stationary. During the next test, a blast of magic power was directed towards a wall. All attention was focused on Naruto as he prepared to demonstrate his abilities. Naruto skillfully formed a concentrated ball of energy and launched it towards the wall. The impact was so powerful that not only was the wall destroyed, but the two adjacent walls were also obliterated. Everyone was unsure whether to be amazed or frightened. When he demolished the walls, he glanced at Charlotte, who appeared unfazed. Deep down, he understood what she was thinking. Next, Naruto effortlessly hit the bullseye while shooting a moving target. His incredible accuracy left everyone in awe of his skills. However, those with a keen sense of perception could detect a hint of malice emanating from him. After successfully hitting the moving target, he glanced at Charlotte, who appeared uninterested. However, he remained unfazed by her indifference, as the expression on the vice-captain's face spoke volumes. She recognized the strength of her captain, but Naruto's behavior and the presence of a sword on his lower back raised concerns for Saul. She was unsure of what to make of it, but she anticipated that Charlotte would have difficulty dealing with him. Next, Naruto focused on creating something with his exceptional skills. While others were busy crafting small figures of people, Naruto carefully observed the captains, vice-captains, and anyone else they were accompanied by. One by one, Naruto skillfully crafted full-body replicas of each of them. The sheer mastery and precision displayed in his creations left everyone in awe. Those who had attempted to create smaller figures couldn't help but feel a sense of inadequacy in comparison to Naruto. It was clear that he operated on an entirely different level. Afterward, Naruto proceeded to infuse a seed with his exceptional power. Seeking solitude, he ventured to a secluded location, leaving everyone perplexed yet vigilant. With great focus, he commenced the process of imbuing the seed with his potent magic. Initially, there was a sense of disappointment among those who were watching, as nothing seemed to be happening. They had high expectations based on his previous performances. As everyone started to lose hope and focus on their own tasks, a feeling of darkness enveloped them. Upon reflection, they were astounded by the sheer size and height of the tree before them. It towered above even the Colosseum, leaving them in awe. "Hello, William. Seems like that youngster's tree magic might surpass yours," Yami said with a chuckle. William couldn't help but be in awe of the immense size of the tree before him. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. At this point, Charlotte was feeling quite anxious, with a cold sweat dripping from her forehead. Despite the situation, she managed to maintain her composure, refusing to let the presence of a young individual affect her. Impressive, Asta observed the massive tree before turning his attention to the seed that had flourished. "I should definitely avoid getting on his bad side. Yes, I feel the same way. Did you notice that he was carrying a sword? If his sword skills are as impressive as his magic, Charlotte is going to be in trouble," someone in the crowd remarked. "Indeed, you are correct. Perhaps he possesses the strength to confront Captain Vengeance." "Are you serious? Captain Vengeance is highly qualified for the position of Wizard King. If he cannot defeat the Wizard King, his chances are slim." "But have you heard? Someone was casually strolling alongside the wizard, completely carefree. It's not a task that just anyone can handle. They must have had some kind of connection with each other." "What are you saying? Did he engage in a battle with the Wizard King?" "It's a potential option. So then, all the captains are in for a difficult situation." The captains dismissed the conversation with disdain. The notion of a commoner triumphing over royalty was deemed preposterous. Though they outwardly displayed indifference, inwardly they acknowledged the possibility. Naruto proceeded to ignite the tree, reducing it to ashes within seconds. This impressive display left no doubt about his exceptional abilities, especially considering his command over two elements. It made those witnessing his power wonder if he could even match the prowess of royalty. "Those flames are quite impressive," remarked the captain of the Crimson Lions. After the smoke dissipated, Naruto's gaze was fixed on Charlotte, conveying a clear message. Ahem. During the final part of the exam, William announced that participants would be engaging in actual combat, leaving the crowd shocked and caught off guard by the unexpected turn of events. "You'll be facing a challenging situation," the captain of the Crimson Lions exclaimed with authority. "You will pair off and write with your partner. Utilize your grimoires to launch an offensive." The leader of the Crimson Lions bellowed to the onlookers, his fist tightly clenched. "If we don't succeed, it will have a significant impact on how we are evaluated," a man in the crowd remarked. "Choosing the appropriate adversary will be crucial," remarked another gentleman in the audience. "Fighting is our responsibility. Display your true skills," the man with orange hair exclaimed loudly, standing next to William. "Once one of you surrenders or is no longer able to continue, the exam will come to an end. We will have skilled mages proficient in healing magic ready at all times," stated the individual wearing the golden helmet. "So fight to your heart's content," the man with orange hair said, raising his right arm. He's going to miss that arm, Naruto pondered quietly. Amidst the search for a partner, Asta was approached by a person with neatly styled hair who requested to team up. Asta accepted the offer, and together they patiently awaited the commencement of the final test. Everyone avoided making eye contact with Naruto, fully aware of the consequences that would follow if they dared to challenge him. Naruto's focus was solely on Charlotte, the only person he sought to engage in battle. While Asta and Sek were in the middle, Sek decided to reveal his true intentions to Asta just before the match began. "Let's get started," the announcer stated. "No holding back, okay," Sek said with a sarcastic tone. "Certainly, I can assist you with that. Here I go," Asta said confidently, holding his open grimoire. Bronze creation magic. Magnum cannonball. A sleek, polished aqua-colored sphere enveloped him. As it coalesced, a mesmerizing pattern emerged on its surface, complemented by the emergence of powerful cannons. "That's quite impressive for an exam candidate," Finneral remarked to Yami, clearly impressed by Seki's magic. "Doesn't he resemble that spiky bug from the Mimo Amazon?" Yami said, displaying a lack of enthusiasm towards him. Flipping through the pages of his well-worn grimoire, Asta retrieved a formidable obsidian sword. With a powerful thrust, he descended upon the ground, causing it to fracture beneath his feet. For most individuals, Asta's diminutive form became a blur, but Naruto and the captains possessed the ability to perceive him. As Asta materialized, he brandished his soiled sword high above his head. Boom! Ha! Asta screamed. The sheer force of Asta's attack effortlessly sliced through Seki's magic, leaving a deep crater in its wake. A crowd that initially displayed pity quickly transformed into shock. The expressions of shock were evident on the faces of the captains and the examinees. Interestingly, Yuno and Naruto were the only ones who remained unfazed by this turn of events. Naruto maintained a calm expression, while Yuno smiled in appreciation of Asta's performance. As Sek remains unconscious, foam can be seen coming out of his mouth. "Shouldn't someone be checking on him?" someone remarked in the crowd. Asta confidently rested his massive sword on his shoulder and declared, "I have no intention of joining the Magic Knights just to have fun and avoid putting in the necessary effort. I'm determined to put in my utmost effort and strive to become the Wizard King," Asta said confidently. Is sword magic something you're interested in? Wasn't he just some person from a rural area? What on earth? Who is he? He simply mentioned something about the Wizard King. "Everyone, please be quiet. I have already informed you that I am going to achieve the esteemed position of the Wizard King." Asta raised their voice at the crowd. "What is that person from a rural area saying? Is he lacking intelligence? It must be quite embarrassing to have such a distorted perception. Please leave this place immediately, you troublesome individual," someone called out to Asta as healing mages arrived. The following match pitted two formidable opponents against each other, each possessing unique magical abilities. One wielded the power of water magic, while the other commanded the forces of earth magic. Naruto had the ability to mimic either of them, but he chose to emulate Soul's earth magic, recognizing its superior strength. Ultimately, the earth user summoned a mighty earth golem to forcefully bring Naruto crashing down to the ground. The upcoming match featured Yuno facing off against a royal with blonde hair who seemed to have a habit of constantly twisting his hair. Naruto, fully focused and prepared, activated his Sharingan in order to mimic the royal's lightning magic. Naruto had his sights set on mastering the lightning cloak technique in the near future. The god of lightning rising Salim, an impressive ball of lightning crackled into existence before the young boy with blonde hair. Naruto skillfully replicated the magic, causing his grimoire to tremble in response. With determination, he firmly kept it closed, just as he had done when emulating William Vengeance's tree magic. With a confident gesture, the powerful surge of electricity was unleashed towards Yuno. Focused and prepared, Yuno chanted an incantation from his grimoire. Wing magic. Towering tornado. A powerful tornado suddenly materialized before Yuno, engulfing him in its swirling winds. The force of the wind was so intense that it halted the lightning ball in its tracks, trapping the young boy within its grasp. After being struck by powerful gusts of wind and lightning, he was rendered unconscious. The crowd erupted in applause, recognizing his victory over a noble adversary. The matches continued, but nothing seemed to capture Naruto's interest. The flames didn't impress him, the water didn't impress him, and even other lightning users fell short. Naruto was in search of something more powerful. As the sun began to set, all the other fighters had finished their battles. Once the final match concluded, Naruto wasted no time and headed straight for the center. He locked eyes with Charlotte, who maintained her composed demeanor. The captain of the Golden Dawns turned to Charlotte. She gave a nod, rising from her seat. "Hello, there's no need for you to go down there," Saul said from behind Charlotte, said the professional voice. "I embraced the opportunity. What would be my appearance if I chose not to proceed after witnessing his skills?" Charlotte's question left Saul speechless. Charlotte confidently leapt down and strode forward, coming to a halt just a few meters away from Naruto. "I didn't expect her to do it. Considering his physical strength, do you believe he will harm her?" "No, she is a woman. He would not do that." Listening to their conversation, Naruto couldn't help but smile. In the midst of battle, gender becomes irrelevant. Naruto had no concern for the identity of his opponents. Anyone who dared to challenge him would receive an equal and thorough defeat. It was as simple as that. "Let's get started," the announcer exclaimed. Charlotte swiftly opened her grimoire and retrieved a whip crafted from briar. From within the pages of her grimoire emerged green vines adorned with sharp thorns and delicate blue roses. Whoosh, pow, Naruto swiftly vanished from his previous position, only to materialize with his hand plunged into Charlotte's abdomen. Wow, Charlotte expelled saliva from her mouth, while Naruto exercised restraint to avoid causing any internal harm. As she recovered from the surprise blow to her stomach, Naruto took advantage of the situation. Naruto effortlessly lifts Charlotte off her feet with a powerful uppercut, sending her soaring through the air. With precision and speed, he swiftly seizes her wrist and forcefully slams her into the ground. The impact is so intense that it causes Charlotte to expel even more saliva, leaving behind a noticeable crater. Everything unfolded in a whirlwind of events, leaving everyone stunned and bewildered. Amidst the chaos, Saul was the first to regain her composure. Fueled by a surge of anger, she swiftly descended from above, clutching her grimoire tightly. Earth creation magic, unleashing the power of Mother Earth. A powerful golem emerged from the earth, with Saul perched on its shoulder, directing it to engage Naruto. With a mighty blow, the golem's fist descended upon Naruto, leaving everyone under the impression that the battle had reached its conclusion. Out of nowhere, the golem's arms began to rise. Suddenly, the arms were violently ripped off, leaving Saul and the others in utter disbelief. Naruto, displaying his extraordinary abilities, sets the arms on fire while hovering above Saul, conjuring a colossal fireball. "She's in critical condition. If she doesn't move, her life is in grave danger." "He wouldn't, would he?" Asta pondered as he observed Naruto, who had a formidable ball of fire hovering above him, emanating a menacing aura. "Please stop," someone pleaded in a soft, feeble voice. Hearing the familiar voice, Naruto extinguished his fireball and descended towards Charlotte. He noticed that she was still awake and was about to witness her friend's murder. Naruto then knelt down beside Charlotte and placed his hand on her stomach. A soft green glow emanated from his hand, as all of Charlotte's wounds miraculously healed. Naruto turned his attention to the announcer, who appeared just as surprised as the rest of the spectators. Catching Naruto's eye, the announcer declared him the victor. Naruto extended a hand to assist Charlotte and gracefully made his way back into the crowd. Saul quickly approached Charlotte, who was observing Naruto from behind. "Hey Char, are you alright?" Saul asked with concern in her voice. "Do you realize the immense danger you put yourself in?" Charlotte asked with frustration. "But Char, he could have seriously harmed you," Saul retorted. "Did you detect any signs of malicious or hostile intent from him?" "It was a challenging endeavor that I undertook and unfortunately did not succeed in." "You had no right to interfere," Charlotte said sternly as she walked by Saul, leaving him speechless. At that moment, Saul started to develop a strong dislike for Naruto. He held him responsible for Charlotte's injury and blamed him for giving her a reason to get involved. Saul lowered her head and silently trailed behind Charlotte. "The exam is now complete. Now, candidates whose number are called, please step forward," William announced to the crowd. "The squad captains will indicate their interest in having you join their squad by raising their hands. The candidates will make their decisions regarding acceptance or rejection, and in the event that multiple captains choose them, they will have the freedom to select the squad they prefer, Charlotte declared to the assembled audience. However, in the absence of any volunteers, that candidate will not be able to join the esteemed ranks of the Magic Knights, declared the captain of the Crimson Lions. And you will leave right away, someone with a questionable haircut remarked. Each candidate was either rejected or accepted into a team. One joined the Purple Orcus, another joined the Crimson Lion, and finally the Coral Peacocks. Next, number 164. Yuno stepped forward to witness an unprecedented event in history. To his surprise, every single squad captain raised their hand, expressing their desire to have him join their squad. I always assumed that membership in the Golden Dawn was reserved for royalty and nobles. Even the Silver Eagles, are you kidding me? But he's a young person from a rural area. They took a good one, Finral said to Yami. Well, there's nothing we can do about it, Yami said with a sigh. I wanted to be his friend, someone murmured in a subdued tone. Following was Asta. Despite no one volunteering, Yami took charge and began speaking, exuding an overwhelming presence that caused the candidates to lose their composure. The pressure had an impact on everyone except the captains and Naruto. Ultimately, Yami extended an invitation to Asta to join his squad, which Asta gladly accepted. Naruto, on the other hand, had to patiently wait for his turn, as he was the last one in line. Eventually, it was Naruto's chance, and the onlookers witnessed a similar outcome for Yuno. All the Magic Knight captains raised their hands. It was quite unexpected when he chose the Black Bulls instead of joining the Golden Dawn. The 8 Magic Knight captains were taken aback when he selected the least desirable squad. Ultimately, they were powerless to intervene as it was his decision. Hello, Naruto, you have selected the Black Bulls, Asta exclaimed in surprise as Naruto joined the same squad. The Magic Knight's entrance exam has come to an end. Captain, Naruto called out to Yami, getting his attention. What is it? Yami inquired, taking a drag from his cigarette. I need to go get some items, Naruto said in a detached and slightly aloof manner. Ah, do whatever, but if you're not back in 5 minutes I will, Yami said, abruptly silenced as Naruto disappeared. A figure emerged from within the weapons shop or the blacksmith's establishment as Naruto approached. He politely rapped on the door, patiently waiting for a response. After a brief pause, the door swung open to reveal someone on the other side. Oh no, Naruto, may I assist you with your weapons today? The blacksmith's sales are receiving recognition from Naruto. As I didn't possess a bag large enough to accommodate all of them, I crafted 2 custom-made boxes, the blacksmith explained, producing 2 sizable containers. There were 5 rows of 10, perfectly aligned on top of each other. The kunai were exactly as he desired. Naruto expressed his gratitude to the man before swiftly vanishing to the hideout. Upon arriving at the scene, Naruto found Yami, Gordon, and Finral positioned a few meters away from the hideout. Asta, unfortunately, had been forcefully propelled by a powerful fireball. Naruto approached Finral, effortlessly carrying 2 sizable boxes on his shoulders. Hey, Naruto, was it? What's in the boxes if you don't mind me asking? Finral inquired with curiosity. Weapons, Naruto said in a serious manner. Not yet, Naruto replied calmly as he heard the sound of intense commotion emanating from the base. He observed the blazing ground and witnessed a man wielding a fire bat, hurling fireballs at another individual who sported lightning boots. Naruto maintained a safe distance, opting to avoid any entanglement with the individuals present. The interior of the base was engulfed in utter chaos. Everyone, please refrain from causing any further damage, Yami shouted, forcefully striking the wall behind him. Everyone fell silent as they gathered around Yami. One person requested a drink, another suggested a sparring session, someone else wanted to visit his sister, and another person offered him a cupcake to eat. I understand. Wow, it seems like you have quite a devoted following. But I kindly request for you to be quiet, Yami said with a laugh, followed by a cold tone. Everyone promptly took their seats and offered their apologies. I brought 2 new mem, Yami said before being abruptly interrupted by the sound of screaming. Asta stood up from under Gray and positioned himself between Yami and Naruto. Yami proceeded to introduce Asta. This little shrimp is our other member along with this one right here, Yami stated, gesturing towards Asta and Naruto. They were slightly perplexed by Naruto's two sizable boxes resting on his shoulders. However, they couldn't help but be impressed by their size and Naruto's nonchalant attitude towards them. Anything else? Asta asked, clearly perplexed. May I please have your name again? Tamil asked nonchalantly. Isn't that correct? Hello, I'm Asta from Hage village. Asta shouted, causing Naruto to develop a slight headache. May I ask for your name? Yami inquired, taking a drag from his cigarette. I am Naruto from the forest, Naruto said, leaving everyone perplexed. Did you not reside in a village? Finral inquired, posing the question that was on everyone's mind. No, Naruto replied in a stern manner. You don't seem very talkative, do you? You and Gordon would have a great rapport, the individual wearing black shades remarked. I believe that we would have a harmonious relationship. Now that we are squad mates, it is important for us to establish a harmonious relationship, Gordon said quietly, ensuring that only Naruto could hear him. Make sure to introduce him to the other members, Yami instructed Finral. This is Gordon Agrippa, Finral stated, indicating to the left of him. Hello, Gordon said in a hushed tone. Gordon has a sleek appearance, with a slender frame, pale skin, and short black hair that is styled back. His face is elongated, featuring a prominent nose and a distinct lack of eyebrows. He accentuates his red eyes with bold black eyeshadow, while also sporting black lipstick and nail polish. His outfit comprises of a dark gray jacket with crimson trimming and cuffs. His slacks are gray and tucked into black knee-high boots. He wears a black belt over his jacket, and a black bag with his grimoire hangs from his left hip. Over this, he wears the Black Bull's distinctive robe. His dark gray peaked hat has a black band, bill, and black bull badge. He's pretty gloomy, and you never know what he's thinking, but he's a good guy. And over here is Vanessa Enoteka. Finral went on. Vanessa is a tall young lady with wavy mid-back long pink hair styled loosely in a lob with bangs swept to the left, purple eyes, large lips, and a voluptuous figure. Her uniform consists of a pair of crimson, thin-strapped undergarments with flowery motifs, over which she generally puts her squad robe. She'll get in your face when she's drunk, but she's a good person, Finral told me. I won't get in anyone's face. Hage, isn't that a small village out in the boonies? Vanessa said, staring at Asta. Yes, Asta said loudly. Vanessa stated to Asta in a seductive tone, to come from out in the boonies and join the Magic Knights. You must be worked hard, little boy. How about I reward you with a special treat? Vanessa said, smiling and spoke in a low seductive tone. And you didn't even grow up in a village, you must have worked extremely hard to get to where you are, how about I reward you as well? Vanessa teased Naruto and Asta. I'll take you up on that, Naruto said before backing away. Why did you back away? Don't tell me Vanessa said before vomiting up. Let's continue with the introductions, Finral replied, glancing at the individual with unkempt blonde hair. Am I next? He exclaimed, leaping up. Luck is a short-statured young guy with blue eyes and medium-length untidy blonde hair that reaches his ears and forehead. Luck's outfit is very simple and consists of an aqua blue tunic with long sleeves. The sleeves get larger as they reach Luck's hands, making the tunic appear loose, and the tunic's length extends just below his waist, making it appear to be a size larger for Luck. His pants are teal and extend just below his knees. Luck wears a pair of light-colored brown boots that cover just above his ankles, as well as a pouch for his grimoire that he straps around his chest with a belt. The sides of the shirt have light-colored stripes with stitch-like cross patterns that run from top to bottom. Luck, as a member of the Black Bulls, also wears their signature robe, which is black and only covers the upper half of his torso. It has gold trimmings around the edges and the hood, as well as a gold button to hold the robe together, which is located on the right side, while the squad's insignia is on the left side. Hi, this is Luck Voltia. He loves to fight and is obsessed with battle, but he's a good guy, Finral said. It's nice to meet you. Do you enjoy fighting? Luck raised his fist, glancing at Naruto and Asta. Sure, Asta muttered, and Naruto just nodded. I adore fighting. Wanna fight? Wanna fight? Luck punches Asta's palm. Huh, what? Asta was at a loss for words. How about you? Wanna fight? Luck inquired, and Naruto grinned as he placed down his boxes. Sure, why not? Naruto cracked his knuckles. Yay, we're going to battle. Luck suggested going someplace open. Captain, is it okay for him to fight Luck? Vanessa inquired, worried. Wrong question. You should be asking if it's okay for Luck to fight him, Yami replied, turning to face the impending combat. Captain, what do you mean? Magna inquired, as perplexed as everyone else. In the exam today, he beat Charlotte in a fight, Yami remarked, taking a draw from his cigarette. Everyone except Asta, Yami, Finral, Gordon, and Gray spoke at the same moment. Luck, he defeated the captain, let alone Charlotte. Luck is in trouble, Vanessa stated as she returned to the initial combat. Okay, Naruto, no holding back, Luck remarked, getting into a combat stance. Naruto did the same, looking to the audience for a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Asta cried, and Naruto vanished from his position, signaling the start of the battle. He's quick, Luck thought as he watched Naruto depart. Naruto realized that if he wanted Luck to demonstrate his abilities, he couldn't knock him out with a single punch, so he held back. When Naruto arrived in front of Luck with his fist balled, Luck quickly crossed his arms and blocked the strike. Boom. The impact of Naruto's assault was felt throughout Luck's whole body, and he couldn't help but grin since he had discovered someone strong. After taking the hit, Luck backed up a few meters. Wow, you're swift and powerful, but I'm not sure whether that'll be enough to keep up with me, Luck replied, as his grimoire shone a brilliant blue. Luck exclaimed, lightning creation magic, thunder god's boots, as a pair of lightning boots appeared on his feet, emitting electric sparks. Lightning creation magic, thunder god's gloves, Luck murmured as a pair of lightning-powered gloves appeared on his hands, which were more like claws than gloves, reaching up to his elbows. Naruto used his Sharingan to copy the spells, and his grimoire opened with a dazzling blue light, displaying the words, lightning release, lightning cloak. When Asta saw the words within the grimoire, he had a nasty smirk on his face, and he couldn't wait to use it. He had a lot of combat intent, and Asta could feel it. Lightning release, lightning cloak. Naruto's neurological system was stimulated as a brilliant wild blue aura encircled him, and sparks of lightning began to fly off of his body. Naruto felt his strength, speed, and reflexes increase. What the hell? Yami exclaimed as he almost dropped his cigarette. What's wrong? Vanessa inquired Yami, shocked by his reply. That kid, he employed air and fire magic throughout the examinations. Now he's using lighting magic, Yami said as he collected himself. Yami, you got a beautiful one. It's fantastic to be able to employ 3 components instead of 2. Vanessa remarked, returning her attention to the struggle. This is becoming fun, Luck exclaimed as he ran towards Naruto. Even though Luck was exceedingly fast, he seemed as if he was going in slow time. As Luck rushed at Naruto, he felt an unnerving feeling of danger and swiftly moved to the right using his hands and feet. Why did he stop? Asta inquired, eager to see the conflict. He must have sensed something awful. I've rarely seen such a serious face before, Yami stated, making Asta's countenance somber. Don't tell me you're backing out now, Naruto muttered quietly, tightening his fist as strength surged through his body. Ha, that is awesome, Luck exclaimed as he kicked off the ground and attacked Naruto with his lightning claw. Naruto dodged to the left, easily escaping Luck's strike. Luck then unleashed a barrage of blows, which Naruto easily evaded. Naruto eventually got weary of dodging and returned. Boom. Naruto struck a clean, forceful strike on Luck's right cheek. Crash. Everyone, even Yami, was taken aback by Naruto's overwhelming might, and the force of his punch sent Luck falling into a tree. Naruto had not anticipated the ferocity of his blow since he had held back. Lightning magic. Thunderclap crumbling orb, Luck stated as lightning bolts flew toward Naruto at rapid speed. As previously, Naruto easily evaded his strikes. Naruto became bored at this moment and decided to deactivate his lightning cloak in search of a new challenge. Why did he cancel? Asta inquired, her face betraying real confusion. Because he sees that Luck won't be able to match his speed, Yami told me. Wow, I knew Naruto was strong, but I wasn't expecting this. Asta, like everyone else, concurred softly. Hey, why did you stop using it? Do you think I'm weak? Luck remarked, releasing a little amount of murderous intent. No one said that, Naruto muttered as he ducked to avoid Luck's assault. Luck had become stronger in such a short period of time, so Naruto resolved to battle him now. Before Luck could recover from missing his target, Naruto appeared in front of him. Naruto kicked Luck in the face as he pushed off his hands and feet to evade, and Luck kicked him in the head while in midair. Boom! Asterisk. Luck clenched his teeth from the agony he felt as his and Naruto's legs connected, and Naruto did the same when their kicks collided, causing the wind around them to alter. They then withdrew a few meters before jumping into the air. Luck swung a right punch, Naruto parried with a left kick, Luck blocked, and then delivered a right kick to the head. Naruto leans back and kicks to his chin, and the assault hits, sending Luck's head back along with his body. Naruto then focuses fire magic on the soles of his feet, and in a fast move with a flame trail trailing behind him, he executes a front flip, landing hard on Luck's stomach. Boom! Asterisk. Luck came tumbling down like a meteor, with the power of the kick leaving a big crater around him. Gawk! Luck coughed up a little blood as he smashed onto the ground, his eyes became white as he was knocked unconscious. Naruto approached Luck, laid his palm on his stomach, and a green light emanated from his hand, indicating that Luck's ailments had been cured. Wow, that was great, let's go again, Luck exclaimed as he jumped up from the hole, forgetting what had transpired only a minute before. Some other time, Naruto murmured, walking up to his new teammates. That was wonderful, Naruto. Asta shouted, and the others softly agreed. Now, Asta, it's time for your initiation into the Black Bulls, Magma said Asta, attempting to intimidate him. Naruto has already shown himself. Now it's your turn, Magma murmured, as a robe drifted down and over Naruto's neck. Very nice, sir, I am eager to prove myself. Asta shouted as Magma instructed him to complete 5,000 sit-ups, 5,000 push-ups, then raise and break a rock with his skull. Finally, he instructed Asta to either block or avoid his blows. Asta drew out his rusted black sword and assumed his stance, while Magma took out a flame bat and began throwing fireballs at Asta. Asta easily avoided the fireballs, while Magma made a massive fireball by turning the pages of his book. The heat surrounding them rose, although some of them seemed unconcerned. Flame magic. Exploding fireball. Magma screamed, throwing the fireball like a pitcher. Asta's muscles burst out as he swung his sword and body, and instead of cutting through the fireball, he utilized the flat side to return it to the caster. Boom! Asterisk. While everyone was surprised with Asta's ability to reject his power back to him, Naruto couldn't help but yawn. It had been a hard day for him, and he was ready to sleep. Magma went out of the fire, congratulating Asta, and everyone else followed suit. All right, let us start the second initiation, Luck shouted as he began hitting the air. Come again, Asta inquired with a puzzled expression. Let's attempt to murder each other. Luck replied with a chuckle. Vanessa breathed on Asta's right ear, causing him to flush, and then caressed his cheek, saying, "You looked great out there, little boy." Thanks, Asta murmured, his voice stuttering somewhat. Here, try it, it's delicious. Okay. A tiny child held a cupcake up to Asta and said. Oh, thanks, Asta said. Here, I am being generous. You can take half, the young girl remarked, giving him half the cupcake. She then took another mouthful of the cupcake, and they both exchanged a satisfied glance. Why didn't they do this for me? Damn, Naruto said to himself. I know it's hard to be invisible when you're right in front of them, Gordon replied quietly. Naruto smiled at Gordon, who smiled back. Just as he was going to turn around, he heard someone cry out. Don't think we forgot about our other recruit, Vanessa remarked, placing her arm around Naruto. Here, you have some, too, Charmy stated as she gave Naruto a cupcake. Naruto ate the cupcake, and it was one of the nicest things he had ever eaten, even better than Sister Akira's cuisine. Next time, we'll battle till the death, Luck exclaimed, pounding the air. You were amazing out there as well, Vanessa added, patting Naruto's back and feeling the solid hard sensation on his muscles before removing his shirt and inspecting his physique. What a lovely physique, these garments are overly large. Let's go shopping someday, Vanessa said as she clutched Naruto's arm. Naruto then put on his shirt again since everyone was gazing at him. He didn't mind, someone may inquire about his scars, and he was too sleepy for that. A girl watched from above, tucking her hair over her shoulder and looking down at them with hatred. So, are those the recruits? What insects? She said. In a second, too quick for anybody to detect, Naruto vanished and reappeared behind the girl, asking, "What was that?" "I didn't hear you," he said quietly. When she turned around, no one was there. She said it was her imagination, but when he glanced down, Naruto stared at her. "With this, you are now officially members of the Black Bulls," Magna exclaimed, seeing the recruit's potential. "All right," Asta said, thrilled to be a Black Bulls official. Magna presented Naruto with a room packed with dust and spider webs, saying, "This is your room. I know, it's kind of depressing how dirty it is. Do you not have a bigger bed?" Naruto inquired, noting that his feet would dangle over the bed. "You're just gonna have to deal with it," Magna remarked as he left. Naruto then moved over to Asta's room, where he could be seen cleaning. Naruto did not want to undertake filthy chores, so he requested Asta to do it for him. "Asta, you wouldn't mind cleaning my room, right?" Naruto said in a hushed tone as he watched Asta clean his room. "Sure thing," Asta responded, scrubbing the floor harder. Naruto then departed to locate Charmy. If he couldn't sleep straight away, he planned to eat something. He hadn't eaten since yesterday morning. It was difficult to locate the mess hall without guidance. Soon enough, he discovered it. Inside, he saw Charmy eating on cake with a cheerful grin. He approached Charmy before he could say anything. Growl. Asterisk. Charmy stopped eating and stared at Naruto, apprehensive. She set down her dessert and dropped her head. "Oh no, how could I let you be hungry?" "Here," Charmy said as she unlocked her grimoire. Cotton creation magic. Sheep cook. The form of a sheep made of cotton appeared, and they immediately began cooking a magnificent feast. Smelling the meal, his stomach grumbled again. He had never been this hungry, and his hunger seemed to expand. When the sheep's meal was completed, Naruto didn't waste any time in devouring bowl after bowl, but he still felt a hunger that would torment him even if he satisfied it. Both Naruto's and Charmy's bellies were full when Charmy ordered the sheep to produce twice as much food. "Thanks, Charmy," Naruto murmured, his stomach shrinking to its former size. "MMH," she replied, rubbing her plump stomach. Naruto left the mess hall and returned to his room, which was cleaner than it had been before. He thanked Asta in his brain as he struck his pillow, and everything went black. When Naruto opened his eyes, it was still dark outside, so he unlocked his window and leapt out, without bothering to look for a route out. When he landed, he sat on the ground and opened his grimoire, flipping to the fresh pages. When he replicated William's tree magic, it transformed into wood style. First, he attempted the first jutsu, the wood clone technique. Wood style. Wood clone jutsu. Naruto created an identical clone of himself from his body, which seemed to be clay at first but eventually transformed into a duplicate of himself. Naruto directed his clone to utilize the lightning cloak and that they would battle. He knew that wood clones were more durable, so he was expecting a good fight. He also felt as if a significant percentage of his mana had been depleted, but magic was irrelevant in hand-to-hand combat. Lightning release. Lightning cloak. Naruto was enveloped by a blue wild aura, with sparks of lightning emanating from him, and his clone did the same as they started fight. They both ran at each other at the same time, swung their first, which landed on both of their cheeks, and then walked back a few meters before stopping themselves by sinking their boots into the earth. Because of their enhanced speed, not everyone would be able to observe the combat. They launched off the ground with incredible power, leaving a massive crater in their wake. But someone was observing the battle, and it wasn't a person, it was a bored-looking red and black bird. Naruto kicks his clone in the head, which blocks with his forearm, leaps into the air, and focuses fire magic on the soles of its feet. Naruto instructed the clone to unleash his strike as it leaned forward, the flames from its foot like a fire wheel. When the clone was just a few inches away from Naruto's head, he prepared himself for the force of the strike. Boom. Asterisk. The kick was so strong that it caused Naruto's feet to sink a few inches into the soil. The crater around Naruto was massive. When the kick hit, Naruto felt his whole body, both inside and out, quake fiercely. Naruto stood there, unsure what to believe, as he felt something warm creep down his face. When he touched it, he discovered it was blood. Naruto pulled himself from the hole and wiped the blood from his face, only to discover that there was still some seeping. He hadn't seen anything like this in a long time. Didn't it heal? Is it taking longer because the harm to my body will take longer? No matter, Naruto murmured, looking at his clone, who was waiting for him. Naruto gazed at his clone, whose long black hair was standing up, and the sparkles of lightning, the wild, uncontrolled blue aura, got him delighted. If there was one thing he enjoyed doing, it was fighting. Hey, Naruto heard a cry and looked in that way. I'm trying to sleep over here. Keep it down, or I will terminate your life, Yami remarked as he closed his window. Naruto decided to cease fighting with his clone. If Yami heard him, then everyone else did. He stopped not because of the threat, but because if he were trying to sleep and someone made a loud noise, he would be angry as well. When he dissolved his clone, he gained the clone's memories, and he felt like he had better control over his wood style and lightning cloak. His wood clones would be useful in the long term. Naruto chose to improve his other elements, beginning with fire. As the humidity around him began to drop due to the heat, he was enveloped in a brilliant orange glow. Naruto unleashed an unbelievable amount of magic power, and the orange aura began to become a brilliant red hue, causing the grass around him to burn in an instant. The trees were also impacted by the intense heat. As the heat increased, he felt something within him begin to brew. He sensed a power dwelling within him, and all he needed was a push to get there. He came to a halt just as he was about to achieve it, for if he had gone any farther, he would have destroyed everything around him. He returned to the hideaway just as the sun started to rise, and he couldn't help but appreciate the calm and quiet. Naruto turned back to his room and started a mild exercise, hardly breaking a sweat by the end. Just as he was ready to lie down, Magna and Asta stormed into his room by themselves. "It's time for a tour by yours truly," Magna said, with Asta standing by him. "Now, follow me," Magna said as he began sprinting. "Got it, Mr. Sunglasses," Asta said as he stood jogging beside Magna. Naruto groaned and began sprinting beside them. First, there was the mess hall. "This is the cafeteria," Magna exclaimed, as Charmy was spotted devouring a cake at one of the tables. "Oh, this is the bath," Magna stated, sitting in a hot tub with a bull's head spouting water. "Whoa, it's hot," Asta exclaimed, her voice trembling from the heat of the water. Naruto's heat resistance made the water seem like nothing. Naruto observed Magna and Asta seated close to one another in the bathroom. He did not say anything, he just observed. He also spotted Gordon in there and nodded at him. Gordon replied with a gesture and began whispering. "This kind of heat is nothing to a member of the Black Bulls," Magna said, encouraging Asta to remain in longer. Naruto observed this but said nothing. "What, are you getting out?" Magna inquired, her gaze drawn to Asta, who was straining to keep cool. "And no, not yet. I'm not done yet," Asta exclaimed, making strange facial expressions. "It's hot, I want to add cold water. Hanging out naked is nice, though," Gordon murmured in a whisper, but Naruto heard him. "Over there is the girls' room. If any of us guys go in, you'll be killed by trap magic," Magna stated, steam rising from his body. "What?" Asta said in surprise. "I doubt it," Naruto said, perplexing Magna. "I guess you want to die, huh?" Magna said as he turned around. "And this is the toilet," Magna continued, opening the door to see Yami taking a stupid. "I'll kill you," Yami said in a chilly, deep tone. "Sorry," they both cried as they raced away. "This is the beast's room," Magna said, as the beast creatures clawed at the cage. "Why?" Asta said really, perplexed as to why they had this. Naruto looked at the animals and stated, "I'm starting to think I joined the right squad." He then scowled at them, causing them to whimper. "This is Mr. Yami's hobby, Asta," Magna remarked, adjusting his spectacles and placing his hand on Asta's shoulder. "Yes," Asta said, her voice low and puzzled. "I'll give you the responsibility of caring for all the animals," Magna remarked with a strange grin on his face. Asta then attempted to remove the beast monster from a piece of flesh, but the beast creature wound up devouring Asta's half. We all started running while Asta and Magna laughed. Magna showed them the library, the playroom, and the torture apparatus. "This might come in handy," Naruto said, glancing around. Naruto followed closely after Asta and Magna as they ran along a corridor giggling. "Ahahahaha, come on, try to keep up," Magna said, turning back to Asta. Wait, I'm not going to lose. Asta said, attempting to catch up to Magna. Magna paused as a female with silver hair and a black bull's robe approached them. Hey, I'm Asta, from Hage village. Let's do our best together. It's nice to meet you. Asta remarked, extending his hand. Naruto was aware of how this incident would unfold, so he dropped his hand to prevent Noelle from smashing Asta's hand. I barely sense any mana from you, you lowly insect. How are you trying and speaking to me? Noelle said, disgusted. My name is Noelle Silva, and I am a member of this kingdom's royal family, the pink-eyed girl said. What? RRR royal family? Asta said, startled to see someone of such great stature in front of him. You. Noelle stared at Naruto. Did your parents not teach you to bow when in the presence of royalty? Noelle said, as Asta motioned for her to halt. Filthy peasants like you shouldn't even exist. You all should just die. Noelle shouted, sending shivers down Asta's spine. Royalty, you say, then why are you here? Shouldn't you be with the Silver Eagles, unless someone doesn't know how to control their magic? Naruto said, making Noelle cringe. We got a moment of silence, isn't that something? She was talking high and might, but when someone puts her in her place she's nothing but a coward. Naruto stated indignantly to Asta and Magna. You bastard, how dare you speak to me that way? Your parents should have killed you when they had the chance. Noelle said, making Asta turn white. Naruto began emitting huge quantities of murderous intent towards Noelle. Her knees weakened as she collapsed to the floor. Parents, never had those. The only person that was ever considered family, I killed. I don't mind taking the life of a bitch. Naruto replied, unsheathing his blade and aimed it at her heart. Right here, right there is how I killed him, Naruto said as he pushed his sword into Noelle, drawing blood. Asta hurried to stop him, but was stopped in his tracks by Naruto's look. Asta could see he was planning murder. Smack. Asterisk. Naruto hits Noelle in the face, making her become crimson. He then withdraws his deadly purpose and sheathes his weapon. Naruto turned back and said, remember this. This time I won't be so merciful. When Naruto dropped his murderous purpose, Noelle gasped for oxygen. She was irritated by how quickly she was subdued. Most importantly, how did he know she was unable to control her magic? She began to weep where she was seated, remembering how her brothers had harassed her and said the same thing. Asta felt horrible seeing her weep. Naruto, did you have to say all those mean things? Asta asked Naruto. The truth, she's heard it before and does nothing to change it. She truly disgusts me. She acts better than everyone to boost her self-esteem. I don't know why Yami let her into the squad. Naruto remarked as he started to go out. You peasant, Noelle yelled as she rose up and extended her hand. She began casting a water magic. She is about to prove my point, Naruto replied, standing there unconcerned. She then fired a water ball toward Naruto, which landed in his direction but then turned to Magna. TCH, Noelle said, watching her magic miss. Like I said, who's the real insect here? Naruto said, picking up Magna and walking away with him and Asta. No, put me down. That little bitch has to pay. Magna exclaimed as a fireball started to form in his palm. Magna was feeding off Naruto's deadly intent. Noelle became terrified as she sensed Magna's purpose to murder. She expected nothing less from Magna after Naruto treated her so badly. Oi, what's going on here? Yami said from behind us. Nothing, sir. I was just introducing these two to Noelle. Magna responded, neutralizing his fireball. Whatever. Yami replied as he walked away. Like I want to be in this pathetic squad, Noelle remarked as she removed her robe and flung it on the ground. You little, Magna murmured, watching Noelle go away. Naruto put his hand on his shoulder. They watched as Noelle exited the hideaway. I don't belong here. Royalty like me doesn't deserve to be in the worst Magic Knights squad. Noelle stated, humiliated by the lack of response. Naruto was practicing his magic by combining two elements at the same time. He commented that the activity will help him gain better control. He also discovered that he could combine one element with another. If he combined water and fire magic, it would produce steam. If he utilized more fire than water, the resulting steam would be hot enough to melt flesh. He got the idea from his battle with Julius. It took too long for him to send a fireball followed by a cascade to produce steam. He wanted something quicker and stronger. Naruto's stream of thinking was disrupted by a big ball of water colliding with him. He knew Noelle was attempting to control her powers. Naruto suddenly had an idea, and a wicked smile came on his face. Naruto swiftly discovered Asta in the bushes with the anti-bird, watching Noelle fail miserably in her attempt to strike the target. Naruto patted the anti-bird before turning to Asta. "Asta, in due time, let me use your anti-magic sword," Naruto said, as the anti-bird glared at him. Naruto caressed the bird again, but this time it bit him. Naruto then moved closer to the bird and murmured, "That hurt, Nero." Before the bird could respond, Naruto disappeared from his previous location. He did not stand a few meters behind Noelle. When she turned around, she seemed afraid and humiliated. How long have you?" Noelle said, stunned by what her brothers and other royals had spoken to her. Noelle replied, backing up slightly. Noelle then extended her hands and began to make a water magic. However, she was consumed by her spell. If no one intervened, Noelle would drown in the massive water dome. Naruto could care less, but it would disrupt his plans. Naruto then disappeared where the rest of them were. They were all watching as Noelle slowly drowned. Asta then appeared, soaring. "Asta, remember what I told you earlier? Do it now," Naruto said as he soared near the water dome. Asta took his blade from his grimoire and placed his feet. His biceps stood out as he whirled and flung the blade at Naruto. Naruto extended his hand and gripped the sword's handle as he sensed something approaching him. Naruto slashes through the water dome in a rotating motion, rendering the magic ineffective. Naruto could feel his power being depleted, but he had plenty of reserves, so he wasn't concerned. He grabbed Noelle and formed swirls of wind that slowly descended. Everyone raced as Naruto lowered Noelle on the ground. Everyone looked shocked for a time before congratulating him. Naruto handed Asta back his sword. When Noelle reflected on what her family and Naruto had said, she worried that they would scorn her. Instead, Naruto extended his hand and helped her up. "That was pretty impressive," Naruto said, startling Noelle. "Huh?" she responded, perplexed. "If you train to gain control of your magic, you'll be quite powerful," Naruto stated, making Noelle flush. "Really? You just couldn't control your magical powers? You should have told me earlier. You royal failure," Magna stated coldly, forcing Noelle to shudder. "We're the Black Bulls. We're a whole group of failures," Magna remarked, smiling as her robe started to fall about her neck. Naruto reflected as he listened to Magna's words. "No one cares if you have a flaw or two, you idiot," remarked Magna. "Anyway, thank goodness you're safe. By the way, I know a great pasta place. Want to go sometime?" replied Finral. "Aren't you 21? Naruto pondered as he heard Finral. "Before that, you should try this. Charmy said, offering Noelle a muffin. "That was amazing. If anything, the one thing I'm great at is controlling magical powers, so I'll help you out. I'll show you some womanly techniques, too," Vanessa said while winking at Noelle. "I'll tell you how much of an angel my little sister Marie is," Gauche remarked. "Let's be friends," Gordon whispered. Naruto assisted Asta with the cleanup after the event. It went considerably quicker with his wooden clones. Asta's eyes twinkled as he applauded Naruto after seeing him draw lines on himself. Asta attempted to get Noelle to help them clean up while they were blissfully eating. She continued to refuse because she was princess. "Noelle, why don't you help us clean?" Asta said, taking a piece of his meal. "Because I am royalty. I have never cleaned or done laundry in my life," Noelle remarked haughtily. "I'll teach you," Naruto stated in a calm, emotionless tone while eating his lunch. "I don't need you to teach me because I'm not doing something a maid should do," Noelle remarked in a disgusted tone. "Alright then, let's get you a maid outfit so you can clean. Does that sound good?" Naruto remarked, looking at Noelle. Saying this caused Noelle to flush and wave her arms excitedly. "Whaat? No, it'll help you clean," Noelle exclaimed, her face flushed with the thought. "What do you say, Asta?" Naruto said, disregarding Noelle. "That does sound nice," Asta replied, making Noelle turn white in the face. "Asta, you idiot," Noelle shouted, slapping Asta. "I'll remember that, too," Naruto remarked as Yami kicked in the door. Yami summoned Magna on a task. Asta requested to go, but Magna said that it was a man's duty. The three of them went down to feed the creatures. Noelle feeds one of them, demonstrating her ability to do something. When Asta attempted to feed one, it almost severed his upper half, but he was able to free its jaws from his body. When they were done, the three of them heard voices and footsteps. Tap 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 tap. Naruto closed his eyes as Magna and Yami approached. That old man actually had a straight royal flush, Yami told the chuckling Magna. We were no match for old man Sei, Magna told the laughing Yami. Oh, stupid Asta, Lady Noe, and Naruto, you have your first mission as Magic Knights, Magna said, startling both Noelle and Asta. In the living room, so, we're giving you your first mission, Magna said loudly. Our first mission, Asta explained, as Magic Knights, Noelle continued. What is it? Asta cried. It had better be something worthy of me as a royal, she replied. Well said by the one who can't control their magic, Naruto said, making Noelle clench her teeth. You'll be hunting wild boars in Saucy Village, feel honored, Magna joked. Asta remarked, wild, as Noelle finished his statement. Boars? Noelle asked. They went on to relate how they had lost to the elderly guy. He needed someone to manage the wild boars since no one else in the community could. He earned this by defeating them at poker. Hi, question? That has nothing to do with us, Asta said loudly, making Naruto smirk. You idiots, you're asking Mr. Yami to clean up his own mistakes? Magna screamed at them. Exactly what we're saying, Naruto said, his head throbbing from the screaming. We're the ones who clean up Mr. Yami's mistakes, Magna stated, annoying Naruto. He is the captain, yeah, but his reasoning is terrible, Naruto thought to himself as Yami stood up and stared at them. Unaffected by his look, Yami asked, are you going to go, or are you going to die? Which will it be? Yami's glare became more intense. Not happening, Finral replied. What do you mean, you jerk? Magna questioned, surprised by Finral's response. Well, I can only go to faraway places I can't see if I mark them with my magical powers, which means I can't go places I've never been before, Finral explained, placing a palm on Magna's face. Before walking away, he winked at Noelle. You're so useless, I guess you don't have a choice. Magna remarked irritably, we'll go by broomstick. Magna, sir, Asta said, raising his arm. What? Magna inquired. I can't fly on a broomstick, Asta said confidently. I can't either. Noelle replied with guilt in her voice. You are both useless, Naruto said, prompting them to clench their teeth. You should realize that not everyone can fly, Asta yelled at Naruto. Well, I guess we're going to have to ride my baby, Magna remarked, opening the closet and revealing a broomstick with a skull on it. So grab my broom, crazy cyclone, Magna remarked, having a good look at his kid. Because none of them could fly on a broom, Naruto had to let one of them go with him. Magna recommended he choose Noelle, but she rejected, so he selected Asta. So this is what it feels like to ride on one of them, Asta spoke with stars in his eyes. Who does he think he is, declining to ride with royalty? Noelle said furiously as she saw Asta's seat where she wanted to be. Naruto, you've got some beautiful muscles, Asta said as he felt Naruto's shoulders strong and hard. Ah, that should have been me. What am I saying? Noelle thought to herself as her cheeks became bright crimson. After Naruto rescued Noelle from her own spell, she warmed up to him. Even though she tried to deny it, she knew she had feelings for him, and seeing him reject her made her doubt herself. Naruto was employing the same tactic he used on Sister Lily, and she was sliding straight into his trap. She wondered whether he saved her on his own will or because Yami told him to. Naruto grinned, knowing that his plan was coming together perfectly. Asta landed in the jungle alongside a wild boar, which followed her with extraordinary speed for its size. Naruto understood they shouldn't waste time with the boars, so he made fast words of them with his sword. Not bad for a rookie, Magna replied, picking up the boar's lifeless corpse. Here, take this, Naruto remarked, placing a boar on top of Noelle. Naruto felt she should carry something since she wasn't carrying anything. Noelle was trying to lift the boar, her arms burning and her legs fiercely trembling, reminding Naruto of someone. As they walked, they saw a heavy fog around the town, and Magna became concerned as he sensed the mist. This place has some bad weather, Asta said as he dripped the boars he was holding. "It's magic, dummy," Noelle teased Asta after hearing him. "A magical mist?" Asta murmured, peering at the mist. "Once we enter there, we'll probably be unable to go anyplace," Noelle said. "We'll lose our sense of direction and end up wandering around the mist." Naruto's grimoire opened, revealing a bandage-wrapped handle. He twisted his body and swung the fan, which created a tremendous wind current that cleared the region of mist. They all shouted at the same moment, seeing how powerful his weapon was. They knew Naruto was strong, but having such a powerful weapon made them fearful. When the mist lifted, the people of Saucy Village were all strung up. Some were praying, others were sobbing, and some seemed to have given up hope. When Naruto saw how many sharp icicles were floating above them, he vanished and reappeared in the center of the throng, swinging his fan and breaking all the icicles. Fire magic. Explosive scattershot. Magna shrieked as his fire scattered into countless balls of fire, which melted the falling icicles. The explosion formed another dense cloud, which Naruto cleared. Someone with gray hair clenched their teeth nearby. The Magic Knight. A filthy blonde-haired youngster muttered, tears in his eyes. "They have arrived to help us," a red-haired girl, clutching a doll, murmured through tears. When the guy glanced at his watch, Naruto did not reduce his guard, which puzzled the others, but they did not question him. The villagers were relieved that someone had arrived to help them. The guy with the scar on his face looked at his watch and remarked, "Your execution will be in 10 seconds. He then opened his grimoire and created a giant ice ball with a jagged edge, which he launched at them. The towns dived for shelter, and Magna seemed disturbed. As the ice ball approached, Asta dashed up and easily sliced through it, surprising the villagers who had not anticipated anybody to be able to do so. They feared they were going to perish, but were rescued by a youngster with gray hair and another with long yellow hair. "How could you be so cruel? Who are you guys?" Asta shouted at the guy with the scar and the 3 people wearing blue robes. Why haven't they said anything?" the guy with the scar wondered, casting a look at the robed men. "Dealing with them is a waste of time. 5 minutes. We'll get rid of the worthless peasants who don't know anything and go after what we came here for," stated the scarred guy, referring to 3 others behind him. Asta ran at them, but the one behind him did nothing, and the scarred guy grew suspicious of their behavior. "Kill him," the scarred guy ordered. He waited a few seconds, but none of them did anything. "TCH," the guy muttered as he called countless icicles, which Asta smashed and repelled, forcing the man to realize his strength. He then created additional icicles and fired them at whomever he spotted. Asta was using his sword to smash the magic. Magna, although being low on mana, launched some fire spells, and Naruto covered his blade in fire and slashed through every icicle that came towards him and the people. Observing the man's harmful actions towards the villagers, she felt compelled to take action and provide assistance. "Please move aside, Lady Noelle," Magna said, observing how she was obstructing the situation. "Hey Naruto, come over here, Asta. Magna requires assistance." "There's no justification for my presence here, Noelle. If you're not going to take action, please step aside," Naruto exclaimed. As Noelle was deep in contemplation, a young girl gently pulled on her clothes. "Huh?" Noelle inquired, her gaze fixed on the girl who appeared battered and tearful. "Miss Magic Knight, we desperately need your help," the little girl pleaded, her voice trembling with fear and tears streaming down her cheeks. "This young girl is seeking my assistance. I will ensure their safety," Noelle muttered to herself as a bright blue grimoire materialized before her. After completing the freshly written pages, she knelt down and firmly placed her hands on the ground. With a forceful motion, she pressed her hands into the ground, activating her new spell. Using their impressive skills, a powerful dome of water formed, engulfing both the villagers and the Black Bulls. "I will ensure their safety as I am of noble lineage and a proud member of the esteemed Black Bulls," Noelle declared, her expression radiating confidence. While the scarred individual was preoccupied, Naruto emerged from the enclosure and inserted his hand into his abdomen. Upon retrieving his hand, he extracted a mystical artifact and proceeded to crush it. Asta then descended from above, forcefully resting his sword on his shoulder. The impact left a significant indentation in the ground, causing him to cough up blood and lose consciousness. Upon observing the individuals in the robes, he noticed that their necks had been punctured. Subsequently, the men in the robes collapsed to the ground, causing blood to flow from their necks. Upon awakening, Magna informed the man of his imminent return to the capital. In the event that such a situation arose, he possessed a magic item that would allow him to take his own life. However, Naruto managed to disarm him of this item. He wore an expression of resignation as he acknowledged his inability to take action. Naruto, as a precautionary measure, rendered him unconscious once more. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a young boy with dirty blonde hair sat in sorrow, mourning the passing of an elderly man. Magna, Asta, and Noelle approached to offer their condolences. Naruto, though indifferent, did manage to utter a few words. Once the boy had regained his composure, the peaceful atmosphere was abruptly shattered by Asta's piercing scream as a bird attacked him. Naruto's attention immediately shifted to Nero, who gracefully flew over and perched on his head. Wow, just take a look at that. It is ideal for the job, because Naruto's hair looks like a nest, Asta remarked, earning a glare from Naruto. What is this stone? Naruto inquired of the fair-haired young man. Oh, that's the charm that my grandpa had, the boy remarked. Hey, that's crucial, Asta said as he engaged in a game of tug-of-war with the bird. You may acquire it. It seems that bird is quite fond of it, they chuckled. Nero then handed the stone to Naruto, who carefully placed it in his pocket. Afterwards, Naruto affectionately petted Nero. Being saddened will not bring back the old man, Yami confidently stated to them while holding a cigarette. Yes, sir, it's just as you mentioned, old man Sei always appreciated a professional and upbeat atmosphere. Let's all join in and share some laughter, rookies, Magna said, turning to the three newcomers. Magna burst into laughter, followed by Asta and Noelle. Naruto stood there, awkwardly listening to everyone's laughter. Magna shot a piercing look at Naruto, but he remained unaffected. That's how it should be. What happened to old man Sei is a shame, but you three were able to protect the villagers and bring back the perpetrator. Be proud of that. Well done. Good job, you all, Yami said, congratulating them. Yes, sir, Magna replied, respectfully holding 3 fingers sideways to his chest. Thanks, Noelle said, her cheeks turning slightly pink. Then Finneral and Vanessa arrived through a portal to share some important information. Nero playfully pecked at Asta's head while Noelle joined in on the mischief, causing a bit of destruction. Yami became frustrated and forcefully broke through a wall. Okay, pay attention. I have some positive updates, Yami stated calmly, his eyes shut and a cigarette between his lips. Good news? Asta and Noelle asked at the same time. Would you like to hear it? Yami asked, causing them to feel anxious. Your achievements have been recognized by the highest authority. You have been awarded a prestigious star, Yami exclaimed, proudly displaying a bright yellow star. All right, Magna exclaimed with a triumphant gesture. Yeah, Asta exclaimed, causing Naruto to develop a headache. He was eager to depart, but circumstances prevented him from doing so at that moment. So, what are these stars? Asta asked, feeling a bit perplexed. Stars are awarded by the Wizard King based on performance. They symbolize the ranking among the Magic Knights squads. The squad with the highest number of stars is acknowledged as the best. By the way, the Golden Dawns currently hold the top position with a remarkable 70 stars, Vanessa explained. We finally have a respectable -30, Yami said, glancing at the board. Negative? Asta exclaimed. Huh? Noelle exclaimed. We're almost there, just 100 more to go, Yami said with a confident smile. One more thing, here's your payment for this month, Yami said as he handed each of them a pouch of YUL. Everyone, with the exception of Noelle, expressed their gratitude to Yami. After Yami's departure, each individual went their own direction. Unwilling to be in the presence of the boisterous individual and the bothersome Tsunere, Naruto collected his payment and prepared to depart, only to be halted. Excuse me, Naruto, Vanessa called out to him before he could depart. Naruto inquired, his attention shifting as he turned around. Let's go shopping in the castle town tomorrow, Vanessa suggested. Naruto acknowledged and continued with his tasks. He returned to his room and retrieved the 2 boxes. He gracefully leapt out the window, landing with barely a whisper. Naruto carefully opened the box and retrieved his prized kunai. Methodically, he carefully affixed his seal to the handle, one by one. He was planning to train with his clone, using 5 of his clones to throw mana-filled kunai at him. When mana is utilized, the kunai gains enhanced strength, speed, and accuracy. He created 5 wood clones and equipped them with 10 kunai each. Naruto confidently seized his collection of specialized kunai and skillfully launched them into the air. The kunai took on a pristine white hue as it was hurled with remarkable swiftness and precision. The kunai proved to be faster than Naruto, resulting in him being met with a kunai wherever he teleported in the air. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Mastering the art of teleportation and effortlessly evading the kunai became second nature as he honed his skills. After 30 minutes, Naruto had fully adjusted to the speed, honed his skills with the Flying Thunder God technique, and become comfortable with using kunai. He then dismissed the clone to gain the experience. After regaining his experience, Naruto skillfully summoned 20 wood clones. He distributed a kunai to each of them and instructed them to engage in combat until a clear winner emerged. Naruto, being the skilled ninja that he is, summoned an additional 10 clones and equipped them with unique kunai. During the next 2 hours, Naruto engaged in a battle with 10 of his clones, utilizing the weighted kunai. After 2 hours, Naruto had numerous cuts, a bloody body, and bruises all over. Dealing with a multitude of opponents proved to be exhausting and inevitably led to injuries. Naruto dismissed his clones and regained the experience. He carefully made his way back to the hideout, his body still recovering from the injuries. Naruto completed his evening routine by taking a bath, having a meal, and finally retiring for the night. Accompanied by Vanessa, Noelle, and Asta, they were all en route to Castle Town. Vanessa inquired about their familiarity with the town. "Hey, please refrain from touching me," Noelle said to Asta, her cheeks turning slightly pink. "I can't help it. Do you want me to fall off?" Asta exclaimed, gripping Noelle's waist tightly. Noelle then pushed her away while Naruto conjured a powerful gust of wind, molding it into a vessel with an arched shape. He created a spacious enough design for 2 individuals to comfortably ride on. He was becoming fatigued from flying, so he decided to take action. Observing their close proximity, Noelle couldn't help but feel a slight flush of embarrassment. She longed to be in Asta's presence, yet no matter her efforts, Naruto remained distant and unresponsive towards her. As they strolled through the town, the locals couldn't help but take notice of their attire, sparking conversations among them. Naruto paid no attention to what they said, so he closed his eyes and followed them effortlessly. Vanessa guided the group into a dimly lit alleyway that came to a dead end. She confidently passed through the wall, catching Asta and Noelle off guard. Naruto discovered nothing of interest within the black market, yet he decided to continue on with his pursuit. Shortly after, he heard an unexpected shout that prompted him to quickly move in that direction. "Thief! Thief!" a concerned citizen shouted. Whoosh! With Asta struggling to keep up, Naruto swiftly caught up to the thief. Everything was going smoothly until the thief took to the skies on a broomstick. Then, to everyone's surprise, the thief burst into laughter as he witnessed Naruto soaring through the air at incredible speeds. When he apprehended the thief, he swiftly restrained him and forcefully propelled him into one of the nearby buildings. The impact created a loud boom sound, a cloud of dust, and a noticeable crater. Naruto apprehended the thief and promptly restored the stolen funds to the elderly woman. "Here," Naruto said, offering the bag of Yul to the elderly woman. "Thank you," the woman said with a laugh, addressing the magic knights. "See you later," Asta said politely, waving goodbye. "Watch out," Noelle warned, her hand resting on her hip. "Live a fulfilling, joyful life," Vanessa said before they walked off. Naruto retrieved his pouch of Yul and handed it to the elderly woman. He stooped down and stated, "This is in appreciation for your purchase, Julius." He then departed alongside the others. "Magic negation, huh? That's a kind of magic I haven't encountered before," remarked the woman, as shimmering golden particles began to emanate from her. "Actually, is that even magic?" the woman questioned, her voice and body undergoing a transformation. Upon her unveiling, it was discovered that the woman held the esteemed position of the current Wizard King, Julius Novachrono. "Naruto. I never anticipated him seeing through my disguise," Julius admitted, his expression a mix of complexity and defeat. Dungeon Asta and Magna were doing push-ups together in the living room. It appears that Nero made the switch from Asta to Naruto due to their increased interaction with Naruto. Naruto transformed the magic stone into a necklace. "Can I plump up that bird? He looks delicious," Charmy said while indulging in some sweets. "It's a she," Naruto stated confidently, his eyes closed. "How do you know that?" Noelle asked, her tone dripping with sarcasm. "And her name is Sekra. Forget whatever name you had before. Her name is Sekra," Naruto stated with a chilling intensity, causing a slight unease among everyone present, including Luck. "Fine," everyone replied in unison upon hearing Naruto. Naruto then raised his hand above his head, while Sekra hopped onto his finger. This time, she had a more engaged demeanor. She wore a complex expression, primarily one of surprise. Naruto then softly murmured to her, "Someday, you will be free from this avian form. And on that day, you will belong to me, Sekra Swallowtail." Naruto was receiving strange looks due to his conversation with Sekra. Sekra appeared to be lost in contemplation upon hearing his words. Naruto placed her on his head, as Yami arrived through a portal with Finral. As usual, he was smoking a cigarette. "I have an announcement for you all. A new dungeon has been discovered," Yami said, eliciting excitement from everyone except Naruto. "Are you serious, Mr. Yami?" Magna exclaimed with excitement about the dungeon. "What on earth is a dungeon?" Asta exclaimed, causing everyone to frown. "Are you serious? You were surprised, and you didn't even know what it is?" Magna asked, clearly perplexed. Magna proceeded to provide a detailed explanation of what a dungeon entailed, with Vanessa also contributing her insights. Naruto was focused on the future and didn't pay much attention. "Should I consider providing them with the stones?" Naruto said as he tightly gripped the stone around his neck. "So, they want the Black Bulls to investigate the newly discovered dungeon?" Noelle said, piecing it all together. "Yes," Yami affirmed, nodding in agreement. "Partially because this dungeon appeared near our adversary's border," Yami explained. "Enemy?" Asta exclaimed. "The Diamond Kingdom. We must handle this mission efficiently to prevent any theft by the people of Diamond. By the way, there have been cases where individuals discovered a magical item with the potential to revolutionize civilization within a dungeon, and there are even reports of individuals mastering ultimate magic there," Yami mentioned casually while taking a puff of his cigarette. Pick me, Asta exclaimed eagerly, his arm raised high in the air. "You can go, kid. The Wizard King himself chose you," Yami said in a disinterested tone. "What? The Wizard King? Why?" Asta exclaimed, his eyes bloodshot. "That's impressive, Asta. What on earth? Did you happen to run into the Wizard King somewhere?" Magna exclaimed, giving Asta a friendly pat on the back. "Absolutely not," Asta said with confidence. "The elderly lady who had her money stolen," Naruto remarked upon hearing their conversation. "Huh?" everyone exclaimed, their attention shifting towards Naruto. "How could that elderly woman possibly be the Wizard King?" Vanessa asked, clearly unimpressed by Naruto's comment. "Are you serious? You were aware of this and yet you chose not to inform me?" Asta exclaimed in a loud voice, before her expression shifted to one of defeat. "Noelle and Naruto, you'll be accompanying him. Every opportunity is valuable for growth. Oh, and Luck, you'll be in charge. I trust you to handle those three." Yami's statement surprised both Magna and Finral. "Really?" Luck inquired. "Yes," Yami responded. "You'll lose your edge if you remain here constantly," Yami remarked. "Yay!" Luck exclaimed with an arm raised. Finral created a portal that led to the forest. Seeking efficiency, Naruto swiftly hurled his specialized kunai towards the anticipated dungeon entrance, avoiding unnecessary walking. "Place your hand on me," Naruto said, leaving everyone perplexed. Since Asta took the lead, Noelle and Luck decided to follow suit. They arrived at the dungeon entrance in no time. "He's faster than I expected," Luck thought to himself as he observed Naruto picking up a peculiar-looking knife. Noelle was amazed at Naruto's incredible speed as he effortlessly transported them to their destination in a matter of seconds. "Wow, that's impressive. Was that the technique you mentioned you were working on a few months ago?" Asta exclaimed, catching the attention of Noelle and Luck. "Yeah," Naruto remarked as he entered the dungeon. They observed as the darkness enveloped him. As Asta made his way through the dungeon, he realized that the lamp he carried wasn't providing enough light. In response, Naruto quickly conjured a powerful flame to illuminate their path. Shortly after, he sensed a presence on his back. As he turned his head, he noticed Noelle looking in a different direction, her cheeks turning a shade of red. He couldn't understand her motives for doing this. It was sufficiently illuminated, so why was she holding on to him? Naruto then realized that she was holding on to him to make physical contact. She couldn't resist the temptation to touch him after Asta mentioned his muscles. "Pervert," Naruto said, walking up and leaving Noelle stunned. It wasn't because of his words, but rather his astute observation of her actions. "He's intelligent, unlike Asta. I need to adopt a different strategy," Noelle said with a sigh as she continued walking. A skilled individual effortlessly nudged a portable block emanating a brilliant, radiant glow from its edges. As soon as he exerted force on the block, the wall crumbled, unveiling a spacious chamber brimming with mana. Naruto immediately sensed the mana. Additionally, he observed the presence of individuals in this location. The signature was recognizable, but the identities of the others remained unknown. If he wasn't aware of the existing individuals. "Yuno is here," Naruto announced, causing Asta to come to a sudden halt. In addition, he prevented Asta from falling into a trap. "Is he? Where is he?" Asta exclaimed to Naruto. "Lightning creation magic. Thunder God's boots," Luck exclaimed, as a pair of boots materialized on his feet, crackling with sparks of lightning. A confident smile spread across Luck's face, as he detected the presence of an intruder. "I see. You also detected them," Naruto remarked as he swiftly headed towards the mana signature that Luck had sensed. "That's not fair," Luck exclaimed, trailing behind Naruto. "What on earth are they thinking?" Noelle exclaimed, visibly distressed. "Wow, that's impressive," Asta exclaimed, marveling at their incredible speed. "This is unbelievable," Noelle exclaimed, holding her head in disbelief. Knocking sounds can be heard. A sense of expertise filled the air as the sound of purposeful footsteps and the faint hum of electricity resonated within the confined area. Naruto wasn't going at his top speed because he wanted Luck to surpass him. What is the reason? Because he didn't want to waste his time on someone who wasn't serious. If he were to reach the treasure before anyone else and make his way to the hideout, he would risk being identified by someone who could potentially expose him. "Ha ha 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 ha, yay! I defeated you," Luck exclaimed as he descended from the sky. Naruto chose not to follow him, opting instead to ascend to the upper levels. As he reached his destination, he sensed the unmistakable presence of a fierce battle, causing a smile to form on his face. Every opponent he had encountered thus far, with the exception of the Wizard King, proved to be no match for him. He yearned for a worthy adversary in Mars, but deep down, he understood that such a feat was unlikely. Knocking sounds echoed through the room. Glancing over to identify the newcomer, upon turning their gaze back, they were met with the sight of an individual adorned in a black bull's robe, brandishing an unsheathed sword, and boasting long, flowing yellow hair. "You appear quite worn out," Naruto remarked as flames started to emanate from the sword. "Another weakling approaching," Mars muttered, feeling a sense of unease emanating from Naruto. Despite his instincts urging him to flee, Mars found himself paralyzed, unable to escape. "A black bull? Why does he seem so frightened? Is it the black bull's doing?" Klaus pondered, only to be overcome by a noxious aura emanating from Naruto. The malevolence in the air was so potent that Klaus had to shield his nose. "Do you really believe that projecting a negative energy will be sufficient to deter me? Think again," Mars said as his grimoire opened. Crystal creation magic. Leviathan. Mars conjures a massive crystal sword. Mars clenches his teeth in frustration as he notices that Naruto remains unaffected. As Naruto approached Mars, a sense of impending doom washed over the planet. With a swift motion, Mars brought down the blade, aiming it directly at Naruto's head. As the sword approached, Naruto's blade emitted a vibrant red flame. With swift and seamless precision, Naruto effortlessly sliced through the crystal sword. The surrounding area grew increasingly warm from the intense heat radiating from his blade. Mars, Klaus, and Yuno were astonished as they witnessed the sheer ease with which he effortlessly sliced through the crystal sword. Naruto, although not reliant on his own sword, deliberately chose to demonstrate his formidable skills to Mars. Naruto then sheathed his sword, leaving them perplexed. "What should I have anticipated? Another weakling," Naruto scoffed as he heard footsteps in the distance. Confident individual. Mars said as he crafted a crystal armor for himself, followed by creating several crystal clones. The clones swiftly moved towards Naruto, their sole purpose being to eliminate him. With their hands outstretched, they aimed to strike at Naruto's chest. As one of the clones approached, it delivered a precise blow to where Naruto's heart was. When the clone launches its assault, his hand breaks upon impact with his solid chest. In a split second, the clone's head is sent soaring through the air. The onlookers are left in a state of utter disbelief. Yuno was well aware of his own strength, but to withstand a direct, full-force attack like that? Naruto leaps into the air and delivers a powerful kick towards Mars. With a determined look, he lands gracefully at a safe distance from the clones. Naruto begins to move at a steady pace, gradually picking up speed until he's running. His clones follow suit, sprinting alongside him. With precision and skill, he swiftly evades the attack, delivering a powerful kick to its face. Agile as ever, Naruto effortlessly leaps onto its hand, exerting enough force to shatter the clone into pieces. He swiftly moves to another section of the clones, causing some of them to be propelled into the air upon his landing. Naruto seizes the closest clone, hurling it towards another before teleporting behind the pair. With his fist enveloped in flames, he delivers a powerful blow that obliterates both clones. Naruto effortlessly evades Mars' attempt to hinder his movements with crystal formations. With swift precision, he swiftly dispatches the two clones that were pursuing him, shattering them upon impact. Naruto unsheathes his sword and effortlessly creates another blade out of wind. Utilizing his exceptional skill and agility, he gracefully leaps above the clones, harnessing the power of the wind to enhance his movements. With precision and finesse, Naruto swiftly slices through the clones, leaving no room for error. His speed was too rapid for any of them to keep up with. Conversely, two individuals were becoming frustrated witnessing his display. He can use two elements. What my friends and family died for and he did nothing to obtain it, he doesn't deserve it, he doesn't deserve to live, Mars thought, witnessing Naruto effortlessly wielding two elements without enduring the same hardships he had faced. That should not be possible, Klaus shouted, causing Yuno to jump in surprise. What should I do? Yuno inquired, noticing that Klaus appeared to be troubled. He possesses multiple elements. That kind of person should not exist. Impressive, Klaus remarked, observing how effortlessly the individual before him dealt with opponents that even two nobles and a skilled wind mage struggled against. Klaus found himself deep in contemplation, pondering how someone of lesser status had managed to surpass him. He was a highly skilled member of the Golden Dawn, considered the top Magic Knight squad, but was ultimately surpassed by a member of the Black Bull. He felt uneasy witnessing Naruto's ability to accomplish all of this. If he truly possessed the necessary skills, one would expect him to have chosen a more elite team to join. The power he sensed was of a much higher caliber than that of a noble. Little did he know, Naruto was always adept at concealing himself to gain an advantage in battle. Any skilled mage can detect magical power, and if someone hides it, they may underestimate them. Naruto did this to gain a significant edge. Crystal creation magic. Leviathan. Mars expertly conjures two massive crystal swords. Mars believed that due to his busy schedule with the clones, he would be unable to evade the attack as he found himself surrounded. As the sword descended, Naruto couldn't help but smile. He desired to witness the visage of Mars as it shattered his resolve. He was curious to witness how Naruto faced the challenge of confronting both swords directly without sustaining any damage. Whoosh! Just as the swords were about to make contact with Naruto, a skilled individual appeared above him, wielding a formidable black sword. With a swift and precise strike, the figure effortlessly sliced through the upper portion of the two swords, sending them soaring through the air. Oh no! Naruto thought, feeling frustrated as someone else stole the spotlight. Is there another member of the Black Bulls? Klaus was unsure of what to think at this point. Yet again, my swords have been destroyed by someone, Mars thought, realizing he had additional challenges to address. What is happening? We, the Golden Dawns, were completely overwhelmed by his extraordinary magical abilities, and yet, as Klaus was lost in thought, a crystal clone sneaked up on him, surprising him. Luck swiftly kicked off the clone's head before it could launch an attack. Pathetic. Luck scoffed as he witnessed the effortless defeat of the clone. As Klaus experienced a moment of emotional distress, Mimosa observed the situation. Impressed by Naruto's fighting skills against the clones, I was completely captivated. Noelle then arrived and established a water dome around Mimosa, ensuring her safety. Did you have any involvement with the Golden Dawn? Asta inquired of Mars. His lack of intelligence is truly remarkable, Naruto thought to himself after dispelling the Windblade. So what if I am? Those who lack strength will be eliminated, leaving only the resilient, Mars declared confidently, effortlessly producing several dozen more clones. Naruto vanished from his position, leaving Klaus and Mimosa utterly astonished by his incredible speed. Without hesitation, Mars was caught off guard. A loud noise echoed through the room. Boom! Naruto delivered a powerful blow to Mars, causing his armor to shatter upon impact. The impact of the attack resulted in internal injuries, causing him to cough up blood and be thrown into the wall. Observing the continued movement of the clones, Naruto considered the possibility of utilizing additional armor to withstand the impact. During the battle against the clones, Naruto approached Mimosa. "What are you doing?" Noelle asked, clearly perplexed about his unexpected presence in this particular location. Naruto remained silent, entering the dome to find Mimosa seated in her dream healing flower basket. Naruto approached her and gently placed his hand on her stomach. Mimosa blushed, unsure of what to do, as she simply observed him. Then a glow of green light emanated from his hand. Her injuries were healed in a matter of seconds. "Thank you," Mimosa exclaimed, amazed at how quickly Naruto had healed her. He excelled not only in combat, but also in the art of healing. She couldn't help but respect him. In addition to his other qualities, he possessed a striking appearance. If you're curious about how he acquired a healing jutsu, let me explain. He obtained it from Sister Lily. Amidst the chaos of the ongoing battle against the clones, Naruto skillfully navigated his way towards the door of the treasure room. In order to gain recognition, he needed to accomplish impressive feats for the kingdom. He effortlessly sliced through the door, leaving the others in awe of his actions. When Klaus attempted to intervene, he implemented a firewall, effectively preventing any further access. Yuno was preparing to launch a wind attack, but Klaus intervened to prevent him from doing so. It has the potential to exacerbate the situation and further complicate matters. Naruto remained unfazed by the sight of all the gold. He has no interest in wealth. Methodically, he begins constructing spatial portals and placing them within the Black Bull's hideout. Yami remarked, noticing a familiar portal on the ceiling. He observed as heaps of gold cascaded through it. Finneral didn't go with them, right? So who is using spatial magic? Yami inquired, observing the cascading piles of gold. Naruto skillfully seized a scroll and effortlessly demolished the wall adorned with a conspicuous golden button. Naruto confidently picked up the worn sword and casually slung it over his shoulder. Naruto ensured that he left behind any unnecessary items to avoid wasting anyone's time. He deactivated the firewall and witnessed Asta effortlessly swinging his sword. He noticed that Asta's clothes were torn and he had blood on him. Klaus had a stern expression as he briskly walked past Naruto. Naruto then passed the scroll to Yuno and handed Asta the sword. Everyone was perplexed until Yuno noticed the scroll beckoning to him, and the sword that Naruto bestowed upon Asta bore a striking resemblance to his existing one. Yuno opens the scroll, revealing his grimoire. As he does, a vibrant green glow emanates from the pages. When the light fades, all eyes turn to Naruto, who remains silent. "What on earth did you do?" Klaus exclaimed, his voice filled with frustration. "I suppose it simply vanished," Naruto remarked nonchalantly. "Where did all the treasure go?" Klaus exclaimed, gripping onto Naruto's shirt tightly. Naruto observed Klaus's hand before returning his gaze to him. Naruto then lowered his head with a confident smile playing on his lips. "Release me immediately or you will face dire consequences. I will not issue this warning again," Naruto stated firmly, exuding an air of authority. "No, you will tell," Klaus said before gasps filled the room. Upon glancing downwards, he discovered that his hand had been completely severed from his arm. He glanced down in shock as blood poured out from his exposed injury. "Naruto, why did you do that?" Asta exclaimed, gripping onto Naruto's shirt. Naruto glanced at his hand before turning his attention to Asta. He repeated his statement to Klaus, but this time Asta swiftly withdrew his hand. Not wanting to take any risks, Naruto was cautious after witnessing how swiftly he sliced off his hand. "Ah, my hand," Klaus exclaimed, greatly irritating Naruto. He was able to reattach his hand, but he desired to prolong his suffering. After Klaus turned pale from losing too much blood, Naruto gently picked up his hand, which emitted a bright green glow. He successfully reconnected the nerves to his hand and made a full recovery. "Now, where did the treasure go?" Klaus inquired, maintaining a composed demeanor as he caught his breath. "I handled it. Did you really think that by coming here first, you would get the loot?" Naruto inquired, observing the dumbfounded expression on his face. "Well, yes, we did find it first. It's only fair that we, as the Golden Dawn, claim the treasure," Klaus stated, causing Mimosa, Noelle, Luck, and Asta to express their confusion. "The Golden Dawn? Are you referring to the individuals who required assistance from ordinary citizens? The very same individuals whose lives would have been lost if we had not intervened? It would be wise for you to consider the limited time you have remaining," Naruto stated calmly as he drew his sword. This startled everyone briefly, until Naruto skillfully deflected all the sword projectiles launched by Mars, while the stitched grimoire slipped from Klaus's grasp. People were shocked as they witnessed Mars being completely enveloped in a mysterious crystal armor. The figure assumed a humanoid form, complete with arms and legs. Employing a professional approach, he deftly parried the onslaught of Harp, opting to utilize his newly acquired heavy sword as a formidable defense. "Oh no, it's becoming difficult to keep up with this pace." As he mentioned, he was forcefully propelled through the entrance to the treasure room. Subsequently, all individuals present made their way into the treasure room, as there were no alternative options available to them. "I will extinguish that fire," Noelle said, adopting a professional demeanor, as she began to form a spell. Sensing Noelle's vulnerability, Mars seized the chance to attack. Naruto leapt into action as Mars conjured crystal from the ground, effectively immobilizing him and his comrades Luck, and Klaus. Trapped within the crystalline prison, they found themselves powerless, unable to make use of their grimoires. All they could do was helplessly observe the unfolding events. Mimosa was tending to Noelle, her healing powers emanating a vibrant aura. Mars's focus shifted towards her, intrigued by the radiant green glow. However, his wariness grew when he noticed Naruto standing nearby, uncertain of his next course of action. He shook his head in disapproval as he observed Naruto. Mars exerted his full strength in an attempt to defeat Naruto with a powerful crystal punch. Witnessing the incoming attack, he remained composed and locked eyes with Mars. Naruto absorbed the full force of the attack, being sent hurtling through a wall. "Naruto!" Everyone exclaimed in shock at the sight of him being struck. "Ha ha 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 ha. Only the strong survive on the battlefield," Mars declared, shifting his focus to Mimosa. He aimed the harp at her, but just before it could strike her. "Ha!" Asta exclaimed loudly as he skillfully wielded his new sword to parry the harp. Mars was taken aback by the unexpected appearance of a new sword, but he found himself less than impressed with Asta's lightning-fast movements. Asta managed to land a strike on Mars's shoulder, but Mars quickly mended the wound using his remarkable recovery magic. While Asta was still in the air, Mars seized the moment to launch an attack. With a swift swing of his crystal arm, he aimed to strike Asta. However, just in the nick of time, Naruto descended from above, his fist ablaze with fire. With incredible strength, he brought his fist crashing down upon Mars' arm, thwarting the attack. There was a loud noise. The impact of his attack left a deep crater in its wake, causing gasps of shock from all who witnessed it. "He didn't make contact with the ground," everyone exclaimed upon witnessing the substantial crater. Asta and Naruto cautiously stepped back, finding themselves face to face with Mimosa and Noelle. "That was impressive," Asta said with a sense of awe and wonder in his eyes. "Now is not the appropriate moment," Naruto stated as he channeled his magical energy into Asta's sword. "Absolutely," Asta remarked as his new sword started emitting a vibrant orange glow. The flames danced around Naruto's unsheathed sword, casting an aura of intensity. With a swift swing, Asta unleashed a blazing orange crescent-shaped blade, hurtling towards Mars. Mars remained vigilant as the attack penetrated his armor. In response, Naruto swiftly unleashed his fiery blades to inflict additional harm. He skillfully adjusted their intensity to ensure that Mars was not fatally wounded. What just happened? He's not supposed to have any magic, Klaus pondered, taken aback by the sight of Asta. A fire magic attack? Luck thought, astonished, after witnessing it. He then made a connection and realized, he must have borrowed Naruto's powers. What is that sword? Klaus wondered. As the orange aura vanished, Asta's attention was drawn to a crystal protruding from his stomach. I thought I destroyed that. Naruto pondered as he caught Asta from falling. With skilled precision, he swiftly removed the shard and expertly healed his wounds. Mars proceeded to craft a new crystal with the intention of eliminating Asta and Mimosa. The realization that Naruto was not taking any action instilled a sense of dread in them. Yuno managed to break free from his restraints, swiftly shattering the sword and launching Mars into the wall. Naruto simply acknowledges Yuno's presence. Suddenly, the crystals that were holding Luck and Klaus captive shattered. Following that, Asta regained consciousness, feeling completely rejuvenated. The sword he had acquired seamlessly integrated into his grimoire, which then inscribed some intriguing characters. At that moment, the dungeon began to crumble, prompting Naruto to take charge and instruct everyone to gather around him. With his expertise, he swiftly conjured a portal on the floor. As they all tumbled through, they found themselves mere meters away from the dungeon's previous location. Ow! Everyone exclaimed as they hit the ground, except for Naruto, who gracefully landed on his feet. Well done, Noelle, Naruto complimented as she quickly reacted to his gaze and shielded herself. However, her aim was slightly off and she accidentally struck Asta instead. Naruto, do you require any assistance with your healing? Those injuries look severe, Mimosa remarked, her gaze fixed on Naruto's well-developed muscles and chest. After being struck by Mars and forcefully propelled through the wall, his attire suffered some unfortunate damage. It was evident that Noelle and Mimosa were attempting to conceal their flushed cheeks, albeit unsuccessfully. No, it's fine. This appears to be dried blood. Is there something you can do for me, though? Naruto announced his desire to meet with the captain, leaving everyone in shock. Are you out of your mind? Why would Captain Vengeance want to meet with you? Klaus exclaimed loudly. Inform him regarding Patoli, Naruto stated as he generated a portal. I was unconscious for a whole week? Asta asked, sounding surprised. I was absent for 4 days, Naruto asked, taken aback by the unusually long duration of his sleep. He hadn't pushed himself too hard, so he wondered what could have caused it. Seriously, how long were you intending to sleep? Noelle said with a disappointed tone. Noelle was quite concerned about you, constantly checking up on you, Vanessa said, startling Noelle. I wasn't concerned. I was just wondering what we were going to do if he didn't wake up, Noelle said with a frustrated tone, her eyes closed. Seems like that's called being concerned, Finneral chimed in. Naruto, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. How can one utilize spatial magic effectively? Finneral inquired, capturing the attention of everyone as they turned their gaze towards Naruto. I was blessed with the ability, Naruto said, indifferent to the conversation. One can utilize a multitude of enchanting qualities. What other services do you offer? Finneral inquired. I have the ability to transport you to a world of infinite possibilities, where your deepest desires come to life, Naruto exclaimed, leaving everyone in awe. Is that so? Vanessa said in a sultry voice. Naruto's eyes flashed a deep shade of red for a brief moment, as he locked eyes with Vanessa. Will she be all right? Asta inquired, noticing Vanessa's trembling and flushed face. Naruto then ended his genjutsu, and Vanessa snapped back to reality. She noticed that all eyes were on her. What did you observe? Finneral inquired. Nothing but wine and riches, Vanessa remarked, her gaze fixed on Naruto. Only the two of them shared the knowledge of what she had witnessed. How are you doing? Has the opening in your stomach healed completely? Are you available to engage in a confrontation at this time? Is it possible for you to do this? Luck said, in a professional manner. It hasn't been fully sealed off yet. I'm so hungry, Asta said with a sigh, resting his head on the table. Attention, everyone, the breakfast was prepared by skilled chefs, Charmy said, bringing in a generous amount of food. Both Naruto and Asta were incredibly focused on their training, with Naruto even neglecting to eat. When he finally sat down to have a meal, he devoured his food with astonishing speed, leaving everyone around him in awe. He paused briefly when he began to choke. Noelle kindly offered him a glass of water, which he gratefully accepted before resuming his meal. Such individuals, Noelle said, casting a disapproving glance at Asta and Naruto. Now, they require proper nourishment. Would you like to try it? Vanessa said, confidently displaying a bottle of wine. No, he is unable to, Noelle said as Naruto took the bottle and drank it all. Not bad, Naruto remarked, satisfied after devouring the 4 plates of food. We have someone who enjoys drinking our product. Hey Naruto, how about we grab a drink sometime? Vanessa said, gently rubbing her cheek. Certainly, Naruto calmly stated as Yami forcefully burst through the door. I see you're finally awake, young one. I suppose you managed to survive, Yami remarked, observing Asta. I am alive, Asta said, impressive work, despite the occasional setbacks. Great job, Naruto. Securing all the treasure from the dungeon, Yami stated to Naruto, who simply nodded in agreement. Thank you, Asta exclaimed, quickly rising from his seat. Oh, indeed. Yami casually mentioned that the Magic Knight's headquarters is requesting a report on the dungeon. He suggested paying them a visit if you're able to. The royal capital of the Clover Kingdom. This is impressive. Is this a large, close-up shot? Asta exclaimed loudly as he gazed at the headquarters. Oh, please try to remain calm. You're making me feel uncomfortable, Noelle said. Noelle observed Naruto with a concerned expression, wondering why he always kept his eyes closed. Noticing the attention, Naruto quickened his pace and walked past the trio. Klaus and Mimosa were taken aback by his indifference towards them. Naruto, Klaus said, hurrying to his side. Over the past few days, Klaus had been inquiring with Naruto about his ability to possess multiple magical attributes. However, no matter how many times he asked, Naruto would always give him the same response. A good deed was done by God. Hey, Mimosa, Noelle greeted her cousin in a friendly manner. Hey, Noelle, Mimosa greeted her cousin in a friendly manner. Mimosa, Naruto greeted her with a nod, acknowledging her presence. Her face turned bright red as she hurriedly left the scene. They engaged in conversation before continuing on their way. During their walk, they encountered a distinguished gentleman who stood tall, with neatly disheveled blonde hair and captivating purple eyes. Notably, he sported a blue 6-pointed star on his forehead. Your Highness, Klaus said as he respectfully knelt before the man. In a matter of moments, Noelle and Mimosa also joined Klaus in showing their deference. Hello, Naruto. Who is that stylish elderly gentleman? Did Asta ask Naruto? The Wizard King, Naruto exclaimed, leaving both Yuno and Asta in awe. What? Wow! Asta exclaimed. Klaus then insisted that Asta and Yuno bow, while everyone else complied. Naruto, however, remained standing. Naruto? Why are you still standing? Woof! Klaus raised his voice at Naruto. Long time no see, Julius. You could have come and visited, but I understand your reasons. Taking the form of an elderly woman technically counts, Naruto remarked, much to the surprise of everyone present. It was quite remarkable how casually he spoke to the Wizard King. I apologize, sir. Klaus said before being rudely interrupted. There's no need to apologize. I've been quite occupied lately, Naruto. It appears that Julius surprised everyone by commenting on your increased strength. The unexpected camaraderie between Naruto and Julius left everyone puzzled. I have a different perspective, but if you'd like to witness the extent of my growth, a friendly spar would suffice, Naruto said, leaving everyone utterly perplexed. A friendly spar? What is he thinking? Klaus pondered, his teeth clenched. Now, let's not stray too far from the main point, Julius said, politely requesting Asta and Yuno to showcase their magic abilities. Now then, let's get started with the decoration ceremony, Julius announced, standing confidently at the front of the room. Do I not receive any rewards for clearing the dungeon or capturing Scarface? Naruto pondered, his frustration evident as he tightly clenched his fist. It seemed that all his hard work had been in vain. Having earned 7 stars, Leopold Vermilion is a member of the Crimson Lions. Julius bestowed upon Leopold a medal, declaring him an intermediate magic knight, 2nd class. With Saul in the mix, Naruto didn't bother to open his eyes and acknowledge her. The thought of the day of the exams made her grit her teeth. With 6 stars earned, Saul Marin of the Blue Rose Knights, I hereby bestow upon you the title of Intermediate Magic Knight, 3rd class, Julius announced, presenting Saul with a well-deserved medal. The remainder of the ceremony proved to be uneventful, prompting him to close his eyes. In that moment, he caught sight of Charlotte's presence and offered her a gentle smile. She reciprocated with a nod, leaving him curious about her inner thoughts. Following the ceremony, Julius had to unexpectedly leave due to an urgent matter. Why does Nebra have a masculine appearance? The concept of nobility. Naruto prepared a modest portion of food for himself, as he had recently eaten less than an hour ago. He attempted to offer some to Nero, but she declined. It was perplexing to him how she had managed to endure for 5 centuries without nourishment. Naruto positioned himself by the window, fully aware of the imminent events. Would he offer a warning? Absolutely not. Naruto glanced up, sensing someone's gaze upon him. As he met Soul's intense stare, he could feel the weight of her animosity. With a powerful aura, Naruto made her knees tremble. That person, Saul thought as she had to play off her almost falling. The constant attention is becoming quite painful. How can we fully appreciate this? Klaus said, his voice filled with concern, as he held a glass in his hand. Why are they staring like they've never seen another person before? Naruto thought, dismissing the onlookers with a scoff. Why is the Wizard King hosting such an event for us? Klaus confidently addressed the curious gazes. What is this? This is unlike anything I've ever tasted. Excellent, Asta remarked, enjoying his meal with great enthusiasm, his eyes filled with wonder. How can you be so confident? You're incredible, Asta, Klaus said, recognizing Asta's courage. No, he's simply lacking refinement, Yuno remarked, holding a glass in his hand. Naruto. Can I join you? Mimosa asked with a hint of shyness, her cheeks turning a rosy shade. Sure, Naruto replied with enthusiasm evident in her eyes. Naruto, you should definitely give this meat a try, Asta said enthusiastically, causing Naruto to berate himself for his inappropriate thoughts. Naruto then took hold of Mimosa and brought her over to where Asta was. Naruto proceeded to consume the meat that Asta had encouraged him to eat. Decent. Here, Mimosa, Naruto said as he placed a piece on her plate. Oh, thank you, Mimosa expressed her gratitude as she savored the delicious meat, appreciating the exceptional service provided by Naruto. Inferior commoners, a member of the Golden Dons remarked with evident disdain, his voice dripping with contempt. I don't detect any magical abilities in him. The capturing dungeon must have been sheer luck. Hearing this, Naruto couldn't contain his frustration as he created a portal on the floor and kicked through it. The portal's end collided with Nerbus's shin. He swiftly closed the portal before she could catch a glimpse of it, not out of fear but simply to play a prank on her. Their eating habits are quite unappetizing, an individual of larger size remarked. It's inappropriate for them to be here. Disgusting vermin. Some individuals in the group began to emit an irritating laughter, which Solid found bothersome. Wow, listen to them criticize me. Fortunately, I'm accustomed to it, Asta said while enjoying his meal. You also have a commoner in your squad. The individual who seems to have lost sight of their position due to the excessive admiration they receive for possessing a 4-leaf grimoire. Leopold's statement caught Elecdora's attention, causing him to turn his gaze towards Yuno. I could have handled capturing that dungeon even more effectively, Leopold said, mocking Naruto. The next person to speak will receive a playful retribution, Naruto said, eliciting laughter from everyone present. Klaus, Yuno, Asta, Noelle, and Mimosa grew cautious of Naruto after his statement. They were well aware of his serious demeanor when he spoke. Klaus began to recall in detail what had transpired in the dungeon. How dare you, Solid exclaimed before experiencing an intense wave of pain in his stomach. Blurg Naruto delivered a powerful blow to Solid using the hilt of his sword, causing him to drop to his knees and regurgitate his meal. Expressions of surprise quickly transformed into frustration. Upon witnessing her brother being struck, Nebra was prepared to unleash a water spell, only to halt abruptly upon hearing mocking laughter. Everyone in the corner erupted into laughter or giggles. Solid focused solely on Noelle, disregarding everyone else. You're not the most useless one here, Solid said angrily as he poured a glass of water on her. Impressive. Noelle said. Your magic control is lacking. You bring shame upon the Silva family. Very well, Solid said. You have been effectively cut off from the Silva family. I can't believe you had the audacity to come back to the noble realm. Nebra said with a composed demeanor, struggling to suppress her amusement. You seem to have developed quite an inflated ego from a single accomplishment. Are you here to disgrace the Silva name? Noelle said. Noelle stated in a professional manner. Noelle said. You don't belong here, be gone, Noelle said. All three individuals appeared perplexed, their expressions betraying a sensation of discomfort on their cheeks. Everyone turned their attention to the individual exuding an intense aura of aggression. Naruto's expression took on a more ominous tone as a dark smile spread across his face. Is this your doing? Noelle asked with a strong sense of frustration in his voice. What if it is? Naruto spoke with a commanding tone. You will meet your end in this place, commoner. Noelle confidently uttered the incantation, conjuring a powerful spell. Ha 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 ha. Naruto displayed a confident demeanor as he skillfully wielded his sword and swiftly vanished from sight. He was seen with his sword pressed against Nozelle's neck. There was a minor injury. Don't tell me you had a change of heart. What happened to, you were going to kill me? Naruto expressed his disappointment. Naruto confidently sheathed his sword and gracefully walked away. Noelle, determined to not concede, opens his grimoire and unleashes a powerful spell. Mercury Magic. Silver Spear. 6 spears were launched at Naruto with precision and force. Thinking he has the upper hand, Noelle is taken by surprise as Naruto envelops his body in a blazing red flame. The temperature in their vicinity increased significantly. Just as the spears were about to make contact, they mysteriously melted away. Naruto was well aware of his vulnerability, but he couldn't resist taking advantage of it, causing a mischievous grin to spread across his face. Water Creation Magic. Holy Water Assassination Bullet. Solid skillfully generated a forceful stream of water, shaping it into a substantial projectile. As it approached Naruto, he prepared to face it directly, but Asta swiftly intervened and cut through it. Asta had a stern expression on his face, as he detected a hint of hostility from him. Asta probably learned that from his earlier experiences with Naruto. Asta. Naruto raised his voice, urging him to take action. Asta received the message as he swiftly dodged. Water Creation Magic. Holy Water Assassination Bullet. Naruto effortlessly defeated all of the solids without sustaining any injuries. Almost everyone appeared shocked when they saw that he was completely unharmed. What are you doing? Assert your authority over that individual. There was a loud shout. Despite their best efforts, nothing seemed to work against him. They experienced a significant loss of dignity by someone with little experience or expertise. Exhausted from enduring relentless assaults, Naruto swiftly disappears from his current position, reappearing beneath Solid. Starting from scratch, Naruto delivers a powerful uppercut to Solid. Mid-air, Naruto swiftly seizes his opponent's shoulders and delivers a powerful knee strike to his face. Naruto found great excitement in the sound and sensation of bones breaking. He approached Nebra with the intention of launching an assault. Mist Restraining Magic. Mist Spider Binding Thread. Naruto effortlessly counters her attack, swiftly launching a web-like misty thread from his sword. He swiftly disappears from sight and executes a skillful leg sweep, catching her off guard. As she fell forward, Naruto swiftly intervened, swiftly grabbing her head and forcefully slamming it into the floor. There was a significant amount of blood and a few teeth scattered about. Noticing her lack of mobility, Naruto directed his attention towards Noelle. He appeared somewhat concerned, but not overly anxious. Sandbox. The magic of sand restraint. Naruto found himself trapped inside a sand cube that had formed around him. That's sufficient coming from someone like you. Elecdora experienced a sudden change as his eyes turned white, the sandbox vanished, and he lost consciousness, collapsing to the floor. Noticing the intense aura and powerful surge of energy, Naruto turned his gaze towards Noelle. The atmosphere in the room was filled with tension and anticipation, all eyes fixed on Noelle. Someone who dared to challenge royalty. What is an appropriate disciplinary action? Noelle spoke in a composed manner. Naruto confidently grins as he unleashes a surge of powerful mana and an overwhelming aura of determination. He noticed the change in Noelle's expression, which became cautious and filled with fear. What was that? I believe it would be best to address this matter in a more serious and professional manner. Like everyone else who mentioned me and my colleagues. What are your thoughts on this? Naruto glanced at Noelle, his expression serious and composed. There is an urgent situation, a mysterious figure said as he burst through the door. Naruto exuded his expertise and power. Before the mage could utter another word, Naruto swiftly leapt out of the window. As Naruto leapt out the window, the scene that unfolded before them was one of complete chaos within the kingdom. Naruto encountered a group of zombies that had trapped a group of individuals. His motivations were not driven by a desire to save the people and protect the Clover Kingdom, but rather by Naruto's bloodthirsty nature. He was considering the idea of creating clones, but that would remove the enjoyment from it. Naruto drew his sword with precision. As he ran, a blazing trail began to emanate from the sword. Naruto effortlessly sliced through the zombie, much to his dismay. The individuals who were trapped expressed their gratitude and swiftly departed. Not content with the amount of blood he had already shed, he set off in search of more zombies. He had the ability to prevent Fuegoleon from losing his arm, but doing so would disrupt all the progress he has diligently made. Instead, he would allow the cannon to unfold. Naruto diligently patrolled every district, eliminating any zombie he encountered. He experienced a sudden and potent surge of magical power in his vicinity. Fire creation magic. Leo Rugines, a lion made of fire, was summoned by Fuegoleon, which unleashed a powerful blast of fire. That seems highly unlikely. I possess an abundance of magical abilities, comparable to that of royalty, Raids stated confidently as his hand emanated a powerful purple and black aura. Flame binding magic. Leo Palma, Fuegoleon stated firmly as multiple lion palms tightly ensnared Raids. Please release your grip on me. Oh no, Raids said, determined to break free from his restraints. I have several inquiries that I would like to discuss with you. However, I will need to confiscate your grimoire before we proceed. Fuegoleon's words sent a wave of fear rushing through Raids. Please refrain from doing that. Raids shouted in frustration as the lion's paw snatched his grimoire from the ground. What is this book? Curious about its slimness, Fuegoleon asked a question. He proceeded to open it, revealing a single page. Is there only one page? Fuegoleon raised an eyebrow inquisitively upon witnessing a particular spell. Please refrain from doing so, do not view it, Raids shouted in a state of fear and embarrassment. Does he only have one spell? After closing the grimoire, Fuegoleon pondered. Do not underestimate me. Raids raised his voice while Asta abruptly joined the conversation, brandishing his swords. I'm curious about Sister Lily's current activities. Naruto dismissed Asta's speech. Amidst the capital, a group of skilled individuals known as the Magic Knights found themselves transported to an unfamiliar place by a mysterious force of dark magic. What is happening? The Magic Knights, Lady Charlotte, vanished. Hello. It's quite surprising that the esteemed Magic Knights would all be deceived by such a trivial trap. How foolish can they be? I was supposed to play with the stragglers, but it seems like I won't have to worry about it. A woman is seated on a broom, wearing a stylish black dress with a fluffy skirt, and a classic black witch hat. She then licked her lips and said, "Now, then. I should take advantage of this opportunity to find some fresh energy," she said as she began draining the life force from the townspeople, causing them to rapidly age. Whoosh, oh, my. Looks like someone managed to slip away from that spatial magic, the woman confidently stated as she prepared to strike. Upon spotting Yuno, her demeanor swiftly shifted, shedding any trace of malice as if it had never existed. You are a suitable match for me. Would you like to join me for some fun? She asked with a friendly expression and a hint of desire in her gaze. Stay away from those individuals, you elderly woman, Yuno said in a detached manner towards the woman. I'll harm you. The previous cheerful woman's smile transformed into a scowl as she once again began to radiate hostility. You're collaborating with at least one other person. It appears that someone with spatial magic abilities has managed to infiltrate the royal capital. Where are they? Fuegoleon inquired, but received no response. You've made it clear that your motive is revenge, but what are you and the other attributes overall? Fuegoleon inquired of Raids, who burst into laughter. Our main focus is always on you. Fuegoleon Vermilion, Raids exclaimed as he was engulfed by a mysterious force of dark magic, instantly transporting him to another location. Fuegoleon descended from the air, his arm absent and his eyes devoid of color. Noelle quickly used a part of her clothing to staunch the bleeding, while Leopold was experiencing a severe emotional crisis. A grimoire fell to the ground next to Fuegoleon. His grimoire remains intact, indicating that he is still alive. Noelle carefully wrapped his arm in her clothes. Raids then launched Leopold into a nearby house with a powerful blast of black and purple magic. He proceeded to approach Noelle and Fuegoleon's unconscious body. "A righteous heart? I have always stayed true to myself," Raids said with a confident smile as he approached. "Continue speaking in the afterlife, Fuegoleon Vermilion," Raids said, taunting the barely conscious Fuegoleon. "We have successfully accomplished our objective. We should depart before the remaining magic knights return, Raids." Naruto proceeded to disregard Asta and Leopold, preparing to confront Raids. However, just as they were about to proceed, additional members of the opposing team arrived. Now, there were 5 individuals pitted against a duo. However, the remaining magic knights arrived and provided assistance. Asta found herself trapped in a mysterious purple liquid. When he was captured, Naruto stayed in close pursuit. Amidst the ongoing discussions regarding Asta's fate, a figure emerged from the bushes and swiftly cut through the bubble that had ensnared Asta. "Ding! Crackle! Who is there?" Raids inquired, observing Naruto gripping a blade. "May I also conduct an experiment on this one?" An enthusiastic girl with disheveled short black hair, red glasses, red eyes, and a white robe asked with great excitement. Loud noise. Naruto quickly launched the initial attack. He struck the girl in the stomach, causing her to lose her breath. She collapsed onto the ground, losing consciousness. "What on earth? End his life," a man in a white robe with a noticeable scar on his face said. Naruto then disappeared, conjuring 2 spheres of air and launching them towards the nearby individuals. Loud noises echoed through the room. They immediately entered the walls beside them, surprising those who were watching. "What? How can I help you? It's just a young person," the man with the scar raised his voice. "Today is the day when all of you will meet your end. I spared the other 2 by granting them a merciful demise." Naruto confidently disappeared to where Julius was. "Will you be joining me or observing while I handle all the tasks?" Naruto inquired. "Please take Asta and leave. I am capable of handling this task," Julius spoke to Naruto. "That was the plan," Naruto stated as he disappeared and Julius emerged. The Wizard King, Julius Novachrono. They were taken aback as they turned around to witness Naruto swiftly departing with Asta. "Oh no, I would like to meet the Wizard King," Asta shouted while squirming. "Hold still or I might accidentally let you go," Naruto warned in a serious tone as he began tending to Asta's injuries. Stay tuned for more. And that's a wrap for now. Thank you so much for tuning into this incredible video. If you absolutely loved it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for even more amazing content coming your way.